Are you ready, child of God? Ready to rise into your divine inheritance? Ready to claim the wealth that already belongs to you by law, by spirit, by right? Then silence the noise of fear, still the chatter of doubt, and open your soul, for I do not come to entertain your mind. I come to stir your spirit. The word is wealth. The word is now. The word is yours. And let me declare from the mountaintop of knowing, you were never meant to chase money. Money was always meant to recognize your voice and obey your command. For I speak not from human logic, but from the mind of the Christ within, that divine part of you that is untouched by lack, untouched by delay, untouched by limitation. The Christ within you has never known poverty. The Christ within you has never begged for bread. The Christ within you has never questioned its power. It simply is. It simply knows. And when it speaks, it manifests. Let the soul remember what the world made you forget. Let the spirit awaken from the hypnosis of smallness. Let your words become the rod and the staff that lead you into green pastures. For the Lord is your shepherd, and in divine mind there is no lack. Say it now with me, wherever you are. Let the walls hear it. Let the bank accounts feel it. Let the heavens witness it. I do not chase money. Money flows to me now by divine right. My voice is a magnet for miracles. My thoughts are holy. My words are wealth. So it is. Child, when your thought is aligned with spiritual law, time becomes your servant, not your master. The delay collapses, the door opens, and the treasure is revealed, not created, but revealed, because it was already there in the kingdom. For the kingdom of God is not in far-off places, it is within you, not someday, but now, not for someone else, but you, not in theory, but in practice. As I have written, there is a supply for every demand, not some demands, not reasonable demands. Every righteous demand, spoken in faith, activates the supply that was waiting in the invisible. You are not waiting on God. God is waiting on your belief. You are not waiting on provision. Provision is waiting on your declaration. The $50 million does not come because you worked hard enough for it. It comes because you believed boldly enough for it. I once spoke with a woman who came to me, full of despair. Her home was lost. Her funds were gone. But I told her, declare what you desire, and refuse to speak of appearances. She said, Florence, that sounds too simple. And I said, spiritual law is always simple. Man complicates what God has made clear. She began to say aloud, daily, I walk in abundance. My wealth appears by divine right. I am open to unexpected channels. 3 days later, a family inheritance from years past suddenly resurfaced through a forgotten legal process. It was enough to pay off her debt and place her in a beautiful home again. She didn't strive. She didn't hustle. She aligned. She confessed. She received. And now I ask you, what will you speak into form today? What invisible riches are waiting for your voice to give them body? What miracle is hanging on the hinge of your belief? Let us speak again. I live in a field of favor. $50 million is not too big for the infinite. I receive wealth now, not later, not someday, now. So it is, so it is, so it is. The gate is open.
The gate is open, so walk through it boldly. Do not knock as a beggar. Do not whisper like one unworthy. Do not delay at the threshold, waiting for permission. The kingdom is not timid. The kingdom is not silent. The kingdom is yours, and it operates through thought, through word, through unwavering alignment. Let me ask you, beloved, what is the true thought process that opens the vaults of heaven? It is not worry. It is not logic. It is not desperation. It is alignment, the sacred inner knowing that your thoughts, your words, and your expectation are one with divine law. And this alignment is no mystery. It begins not with the outer world, but with the inner authority of the Word. For the Word is creative power. The Word is the architect. The Word builds the form from the formless. It is written, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." John 1:1. So when you speak from alignment, you do not speak as a human hoping. You speak as a God being commanding. You speak as a child of the Most High, creating with the same energy that shaped the stars. Say now with fire in your spirit, "My words are wealth. My thoughts are aligned with divine riches. My expectation is law." Let your thoughts become a temple, not a prison. Let your inner language mirror the riches you are calling forth. Do not say, "I can't afford it." Say, "Infinite supply flows through me now." Do not say, "It's hard to make money." Say, "Money comes easily, richly, and frequently by divine right." The old world taught you to think in limits. The kingdom teaches you to think in truth. The old world said, "Earn every dollar with sweat." The kingdom says, "Command wealth with belief." I remember a gentleman who had lost everything. He walked into my office, holding nothing but fear and a tattered envelope. I asked him, "What do you believe about money?" He said, "That it's gone." I said, "Then your belief has already made it so." I instructed him to change his thought process, not by trying, but by knowing. I had him speak aloud, morning and night. "Everything I lost is divinely restored. I am a perfect channel for wealth." Within 1 week, he was contacted by a company he had once applied to. They offered him a consulting position at double his last salary. It was not the resume. It was not the timing. It was not even the company. It was the alignment. He moved into mental agreement with wealth, and wealth moved toward him like iron to a magnet. Child of God, you must understand this. Money is not outside of you. Money is an effect, not a cause. The cause is your thought. The cause is your word. The cause is your vibration. Now speak this with holy boldness, as one aligned with heaven. I do not ask for riches. I expect them. I do not wait for money. I welcome it. I do not shrink. I expand. I am aligned with infinite wealth. So it is. This is not blasphemy. This is not arrogance. This is your divine inheritance. For the meek shall inherit the earth, and the meek are not the weak. They are the aligned. So rise today. Align your thought. Align your words. Align your expectation, and the outer world shall mirror your inner decree. The gate is open.
Now that the mind is awakened and the spirit is aligned, now that thought has bowed before truth, now that the inner soil is tilled and ready, we move into the power of confession, not the confession of guilt, not the confession of sin, but the bold confession of identity, the holy proclamation of what already is. For child of the Most High, heaven does not move by your need, it moves by your word. God already knows the need, the universe already sees the desire. But until you speak, until you claim, until you confess, the angels cannot be dispatched, and the gates cannot pour. It is written, "Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee." Job 22:28. Do not whisper this verse, proclaim it. Do not repeat it as a quote. Live it as law. You must understand this. Confession is not passive. It is prophetic. It is the moment when thought becomes flesh. It is the instant when the invisible bows before your authority and becomes visible form. There is no room for doubt in confession. Doubt pollutes the altar. Fear weakens the vibration. Timidity cancels the order. Confess with me now, as one seated in heavenly places. I am a millionaire by divine design. I am the vessel for $50 million of impact, influence, and increase. I am the head and not the tail. I am the lender, not the borrower. I am already supplied. So it is. Do you feel that shift in the atmosphere? That is spiritual alignment, activated through confession. Let me share a moment from my own ministry. A young woman once came to me and said, "Miss Shinn, I have spoken affirmations, but nothing changes." I asked her, "Have you confessed with belief or merely with repetition?" For you see, words without belief are noise, but words spoken from conviction move mountains. She adjusted her spirit. She stood tall in her kitchen, with nothing but bills on her table, and she declared out loud, "God is my instant and constant supply. Unexpected money flows to me in perfect ways. I am rich now." Within 2 days, she received a letter, a forgotten savings bond from her childhood, worth $10,000, had matured. She cried, but I smiled, because I know the word never returns void. It may travel through hidden tunnels, it may come through unexpected vessels, but it always returns with power. And I tell you now, if you dare confess it boldly, repeatedly, joyfully, your $50 million will not just come, it will run. For money is not stubborn, it is obedient. It responds to the voice of truth. It rushes to the one who speaks from faith. Say this with me. $50 million is mine by divine inheritance. I confess wealth, and wealth appears. I speak prosperity, and the soil bears fruit. I declare overflow, and heaven responds. So it is. Do not merely think these words. Speak them, sing them, write them. Stand in front of the mirror and declare them until the mirror reflects a millionaire back to you. You do not need to beg God. God is not holding back. You need only speak like one who knows that nothing is missing, nothing is broken, and nothing is impossible. This is not magic. This is not fantasy. This is law, spiritual law, the law of assumption, the law of belief, the law of confession. All roads lead to manifestation, but only for those bold enough to say it. The gate is open. And now, beloved, the stage is set, the thought has aligned, the word has gone forth, the confession has opened the heavens. Now, we enter the realm of manifestation. This is not imagination. This is not fantasy. This is the harvest season of the Spirit, where what you thought and what you spoke now meets you in physical form. You must know this deep in your bones. Manifestation is not the surprise of the universe. It is the obedience of the universe. It is not a miracle you earn. It is a result you command. For the law is unshaken. The law is mechanical. And when your vibration matches your vision, when your words become the signature of faith, what was unseen will come forth as surely as day follows night. It is written, "Call those things which be not as though they were." Romans 4:17. Call it, summon it, command it. The word must become flesh. It must dwell among you. I tell you, manifestation is not waiting in some distant realm. It is standing beside you like a servant, waiting only for your final yes, not from your lips, but from your frequency. A man once came to me, desperate for financial rescue. He had tried everything: strategies, loans, business mentors, yet still no fruit. I said, "You have used every human tool, but you have not used the law." He stared, unsure. I continued, "You must feel the $50 million as already yours. You must walk like it, dress like it, think like it, speak like it. That is how manifestation works, by embodied belief." I taught him one line, simple but nuclear. I now receive $50 million by divine right. I feel it. I welcome it. I walk in it now. He wrote it. He spoke it. He became it. And within 21 days, a dormant investment account he had forgotten was activated by a partner's sudden success. His portion $3.5 million. And I smiled and said, "This is just the beginning. Keep the vibration. The rest is on its way." And now to you I say, what vibration do you hold? Are you vibrating with fear, or are you vibrating with fulfilled prophecy? Are you echoing the old identity of lack, or are you walking in the manifestation of wealth? Say it with me, not as a request, but as a decree. I now manifest $50 million. I see it. I feel it. I hold it in my hands. My mind is a divine bank. My heart is a wealthy field. My words are the keys, and the vault is open. So it is. Let the body respond. Let the posture change. Let the spine straighten. Let the breath deepen. Let your face reflect the one who already has it. Do not sabotage the harvest by speaking what you see. Speak only what you want to see. Speak the outcome, not the obstacle. Speak the fruit, not the famine. For manifestation is not birthed by facts, it is birthed by faith. And your $50 million is already complete in the invisible. You are not waiting on money. Money is waiting on your confirmation. So today, sign the contract with your vibration. Seal the agreement with your words. Deliver the instruction with your feeling. And watch heaven bring it to pass with stunning ease. This is not wishful thinking. This is prophetic knowing. You are not hoping, you are receiving. Declare it now. This is my moment of manifestation. $50 million is mine by spiritual law. I rejoice before I see. I celebrate before it arrives. I honor the law, and the law honors me. So it is. The gate is open. Child of God, you have entered the current of manifestation. You have spoken what was hidden. You have called forth the invisible riches. And now, you must learn the art of holding the field, for the door that opens must not be closed by doubt. The seed that sprouts must not be uprooted by fear. The harvest must not be lost to emotional famine. Many receive the miracle, but few sustain the vibration that kept it flowing. This is the hour of keeping guarding, preserving your wealth frequency. And how do we do that? We do it by repetition, by sacred remembrance, by non-negotiable joy. It is written, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Romans 12:2. Not a once-a-week renewal, not a Sunday sermon kind of faith, but a daily, moment-by-moment decision to stay in the vibration of the already done. Hear me now. Money does not just come to your life, it comes to your mindset. And the moment you shift back into fear, anxiety, or unworthiness, you do not lose the money. You lose the magnetism. It is not the external that controls the supply. It is the internal confession that sustains the current. A woman once told me, "Florence, I manifested a large sum, but then everything fell apart." And I asked her, "Did your vibration remain intact? Or did your old story come back to sit at your table?" She wept. She said, "I thought I had to grab and cling." I told her, "Money does not come by grasping, it comes by grace." You must remain in the posture of divine non-resistance. You must become the kind of person who carries $50 million energy, whether there is $5 or $5 million in the account, because the account reflects the field, not the other way around. So let us speak together. I hold the field. I do not waver. I do not shrink. I am a walking wealth portal. I remain in faith. I remain in overflow. I remain in divine agreement. So it is. You are not maintaining money. You are maintaining alignment. You are not chasing opportunity. You are nurturing identity. You are not measuring by appearances. You are trusting the flow that never runs dry. Money has ears, beloved. It listens for vibration. It follows praise. It flees from fear. So if you wish to sustain wealth, you must sustain the song of wealth. Declare it again now with rhythm and breath. $50 million stays with me. It multiplies with me. It obeys me. I walk in financial dominion. My joy is my security. My peace is my portfolio. My faith is my fortune. So it is. And when the world offers you panic, do not answer. When the bank account dips, do not flinch. When delays come, do not lower your tone, raise your knowing. This is the field where the miraculous becomes your normal. This is the gate where supply has no shortage. This is the space where wealth has no sorrow. And this is the life you were born to live, not in survival, but in sovereignty. So I say again, sustain the field, nurture the energy, protect the throne of your thoughts, because what you maintain in vibration will manifest in multiplication. Say it once more, with power and peace. I am sustained by divine wealth. I do not fall back. I do not lose ground. My $50 million is planted, protected, and perpetually growing. So it is. The gate is open. Now hear this, child of the infinite. You must never forget the origin of true wealth. For if you seek only the outer riches without first receiving the inner crown, you may build a palace on sand, but it will not stand when the winds rise. Spiritual riches come first. They are the foundation upon which material treasures rest. Without them, the $50 million becomes a burden, but with them, it becomes a blessing. It is written, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." Matthew 6:33, not some things, all things, wealth, property, investments, unexpected income, overflowing bank accounts, added unto you like grapes upon the vine. When you first seek the kingdom consciousness, and what is this kingdom? It is not a far-off city in the clouds. It is not reserved for the worthy few. The kingdom is a state of mind. It is the dominion of God within you. It is the throne of truth, where peace rules and lack cannot enter. When you align with this inner kingdom, money becomes your servant, not your master. It multiplies because it is magnetized by your spiritual weight, not your hustle, not your worry, not your effort, but your peace. I once knew a man who earned millions, but feared losing it. He was rich in banknotes, but poor in spirit. He slept with anxiety, woke with panic. And I told him, "You have money but no supply. You must return to the source." He began practicing this one affirmation: God is my immediate and unlimited supply. No person, place, or condition controls my wealth. Within months, his nervous habits fell away. He began giving, not hoarding, and his investments tripled in value. Why? Because he had aligned with spiritual wealth, and the material followed. Say it now, and feel it echo through every cell. I am spiritually wealthy. I dwell in the kingdom. My soul is rich, and therefore, my life is rich. The supply is unshakable. The source is unstoppable. So it is. This $50 million you are calling in, it is not for ego. It is not for flex. It is not to prove your worth. It is a tool of kingdom expansion. It is fuel for your divine assignment. It is the outer manifestation of your inner alignment. You are not manifesting just for yourself. You are manifesting for generations. You are manifesting to build legacies. You are manifesting to break chains. But all of it begins with spiritual sight, the inner eyes that see wealth where others see lack, the inner ears that hear opportunity where others hear rejection, the inner heart that believes in miracles before they form. This is the field where all things are possible. This is the dimension where ideas become assets. This is the vibration where $50 million becomes easy. So declare with reverence and fire, I seek the kingdom first. I am rich in love, rich in peace, rich in wisdom. Money is my servant. God is my source. My wealth is holy. So it is. Do not fear the rise. Do not dim your light. Do not question if it's too much. For the Lord delights in your abundance, and there is no glory in poverty. There is only power in purpose. So go forth with the robe of righteousness. Speak as one already crowned, walk as one already entrusted, receive as one already chosen, because, child of spirit, you are. The gate is open. And now, beloved, we stand at the end of the beginning. You have walked through the gates. You have received the revelation. You have aligned your thoughts. You have confessed your truth. You have manifested the first fruits. You have anchored your vibration in the divine. You have clothed yourself with spiritual riches. Now I speak over you, not as a teacher, but as a vessel of prophetic utterance. Let this word go forth as a benediction, a sealing, a supernatural finality that awakens the inheritance already inscribed in the books of heaven. Hear me now with spirit ears, for this is not just a message, this is an activation. You were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to beg. You were never meant to be small. You were born to demonstrate the law, to prove the unseen, to walk in such supernatural provision that even the doubters fall silent. You were born to receive with ease what others strive for in pain, not because you are more special, but because you are more aligned. Your faith is your faucet, your word is your wealth, your belief is your bank. And as of this moment, I speak it with spiritual precision. Your $50 million is done. Not in the future now, not someday, this day, not for someone else. For you, you are the one. You are the receiver. You are the walking revelation. Let the vibration of this word move through every realm, through government doors and financial gates, through hidden vaults and untapped resources, through ideas, land, stock, inheritance, and divine connection. May banks call you, may clients find you, may wealth attach to you and refuse to leave. Say it one final time with full conviction. I am the embodiment of divine wealth. I walk in the overflow. I live in the flow. I receive now, without resistance, the full release of $50 million. My name is written on abundance. My voice commands provision. My hands hold miracles. So it is. Let every angel on assignment hear it. Let every closed door creak open. Let every dry well gush with divine supply. You will not shrink again. You will not settle again. You will not forget who you are. For the gate is not just open. The gate is you. Everywhere you walk, wealth must follow. Everything you touch must multiply. Everyone you bless must overflow. You are not just blessed. You are the blessing. Go now. Write it. Speak it. Teach it. Live it. This is the word. This is the law. This is your moment, and it cannot be reversed. So it is, so it shall remain. The gate is eternally open. And now, beloved listener, if this message has stirred something holy within you, if your spirit has been quickened and the floodgates have opened, then do not keep this anointing to yourself. Let the ripple reach another soul. Let the word become a wave. Speak in the comments what you now claim. Let your declaration be public. Let heaven and earth witness your faith. Write, I receive my $50 million now. So it is, and type it with conviction, as prophecy, not poetry. Like this message as a sign of agreement. Your click is not just support, it is spiritual alignment. It tells the algorithm of this universe. I choose wealth, I choose truth, I choose overflow. And share this with someone who's forgotten who they are. Remind them, awaken them, bring them back to the gate. And if you desire more truth, more word, more spiritual wealth training, then subscribe and return often. Because the gates are always open here, and the Spirit always has more to say. This is not the end. This is your turning point, and your next miracle is already scheduled. So until we meet again, stay rich in spirit, stay bold in speech, stay royal in thought. So it is, so it shall be, so it cannot be otherwise.
Beloved soul, you are never unprotected. You are never alone. At this very moment, unseen light surrounds you, a radiant armor woven from divine love, faith, and peace. You walk in the presence of infinite intelligence, and that presence goes before you, preparing your path, clearing your way, and dissolving all danger before you even arrive. The world may speak of fear, but divine law speaks of protection. Fear says, what if something happens? Faith says, nothing can touch me, unless it carries God's permission and purpose. And when your faith becomes your fortress, nothing in the world can pierce your peace. Say softly, I am surrounded by divine light. I am safe. I am guided. I am protected in all that I do. Protection is not about hiding, it is about remembering. When you remember who you are, a spark of the infinite, a child of divine substance, fear loses its grip. No weapon formed against you can prosper, because in divine consciousness there are no weapons, only illusions of fear trying to be believed. Say with quiet confidence, I do not fear. I remember my source. I live under grace and in perfect love. The law of protection is the law of awareness. What you are aware of, you invite. If you are aware of light, light meets you. If you are aware of fear, fear approaches. And so each morning, you are called to declare your awareness of divine safety, not as a ritual, but as a remembrance. Before you leave your home, before you take a step into the world, say within your heart, divine love goes before me, making safe, joyous, and successful my way. I am invisible to all harm. I am visible only to good. Feel the energy of those words wrap around you like golden light. This light is not imagination. It is energy. It is law. It is the same light that guided Moses through the Red Sea, that surrounded Daniel in the lion's den, that walked beside the Christ in the storm. That same presence now walks beside you. There is nothing to fear when you know this truth. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are under divine order. You are not a victim of energy. You are the vibration of divine protection itself. Say it aloud, I am the vibration of divine protection. I walk in peace. I rest in safety. I dwell in the secret place of the Most High. Every day brings you into contact with energy, words, thoughts, emotions, from people and places. Some are bright and kind, others heavy and confused. But none of it can cling to you if your spirit is anchored in light. You do not need to fight darkness. You only need to stay aware of your own light. Light dissolves shadow without effort. The truth is simple. You are safest when you are peaceful. Peace is not weakness. Peace is power. Peace is the frequency of divine protection. And when your vibration remains peaceful, you rise above confusion, chaos, and danger. Say softly, my peace protects me. My peace guides me. My peace is my proof that divine order is at work. When you begin your day with fear, you open your energy to accidents and anxiety. But when you begin your day with faith, you open your energy to safety and success. Divine protection is not luck. It is alignment. It is knowing that wherever you go, divine intelligence has already gone before you. There are unseen hands that guide your steps. There are unseen angels that stand guard at your doors. There is unseen order in everything that seems uncertain. The same power that keeps the stars from colliding keeps your path secure. Say with gratitude, thank you, divine source, that I am protected in all ways always. No harm can enter my field, for my field is filled with love. Every word you speak creates your world, so let your words be shields of light. When you say, I am protected, heaven agrees. When you say, nothing can harm me, angels align. When you say, divine love goes before me, roads open, storms still, and peace walks beside you. Do not let your mind dwell on danger, dwell on deliverance. Do not let your heart entertain fear, entertain faith. For faith is the atmosphere in which protection thrives. Say now, I walk by faith, not by fear. I walk by light, not by sight. I walk in divine confidence, for I am divinely protected. And when worry tries to whisper, remember this truth. Worry is the prayer of fear. Faith is the prayer of love. Pray love. Speak love. Live love. When you say, nothing can harm me, it is not arrogance. It is alignment. You are aligning yourself with the eternal law that love protects its own. See yourself now surrounded by white, gold light. It covers your home, your loved ones, your plans, your dreams. Every word you have spoken in faith has has become a wall of radiance around your life. This wall is not made of stone, it is made of truth, and truth cannot be broken. Say again, I live in truth. I live in love. Therefore, I live in perfect safety. This is daily spiritual protection, not superstition, but spiritual science. You do not need to watch the shadows when you walk with the sun, and you do not need to fear darkness when you carry light. So walk in peace, beloved soul. You are surrounded, supplied, supported, and secured by divine law. Nothing can touch the child of God. Nothing can enter the field of light except love. Repeat it as your declaration. I am surrounded by divine love. I am protected by divine power. I am guided by divine wisdom. Every step I take is safe. Every path I walk is blessed. And so it is. And so it continues. Every morning, every moment, under grace and in perfect protection. Beloved soul, the word you speak is your wand. It is not a whisper into air. It is a command into creation. Every word is energy, clothed in sound, charged with power, and set free to perform its purpose. And when you understand this, you begin to build your protection not from fear, but from faith. For your words form the armor that nothing of darkness can pierce. Say softly, my words are my armor, my speech is my shield. Every word I speak is clothed in divine power. When you speak with love, you are covered in light. When you speak with fear, you open your door to confusion. That is why divine law teaches, by your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned. Your speech decides your shield. Many walk unprotected, not because they lack prayer, but because they lack awareness of their spoken word. They say, I'm afraid. They say, bad things always happen to me. And the universe, hearing them, obeys. For the law does not discriminate between joke and judgment. It only fulfills what is declared with emotion. But the awakened soul speaks differently. The awakened soul says, I am divinely guided. I am safe in every direction. No harm can touch me, for my words are light. Say that now with conviction, my words are light. My words go before me and prepare my way. My words guard my home, protect my body, and bless my path. Each morning, you can put on this invisible armor through speech. It is simple, powerful, eternal. When you rise, declare, divine love goes before me today and makes easy, joyous, and safe my way. That single sentence becomes an energetic wall of light. No negative force can enter a field surrounded by love. The words of fear attract what they name. The words of faith attract what they expect. So speak not of what you dread. Speak only of what you desire. Say not, I don't want trouble, but I walk in peace. Say not, I hope nothing bad happens, but all things work together for my good. Your word is law. The moment you speak in faith, the universe rearranges itself to obey you. For divine power flows through the human tongue like current through wire. Your mouth is the gateway of miracles. Say it slowly. My words carry the vibration of peace. My words carry the frequency of love. My words carry the authority of divine law. When you speak protection over your life, it is not wishful thinking, it is spiritual engineering. Every affirmation builds a structure in the unseen realm. Every declaration becomes a wall of radiant energy around you. You may not see it, but creation sees it. You may not feel it instantly, but life begins to move according to it. Think of a soldier. They do not go to battle without armor. You, too, enter the world daily where thoughts, energies, and words fly like arrows. But your armor is invisible and invincible. It is the vibration of your speech. Every, I am safe, deflects fear. Every, I am loved, dissolves hostility. I am guided, redirects danger. Say softly, my words are my weapon and my peace. I speak light, therefore I live in light. Remember this divine secret. Silence has power, but speech has direction. Silence holds energy, but words send it forth. So when you speak, speak deliberately. Let no idle word leave your lips. Every careless word leaks energy. Every conscious word reinforces your protection. When you bless your day blesses you. When you bless your home becomes a temple. When you bless your money multiplies. Blessing is not habit, it is command. To bless means to call something into divine order. Say now, I bless my life. I bless my body. I bless my surroundings. I bless all who come near me with peace and goodwill. And in that moment, heaven responds. Even those who wish you harm are disarmed by invisible love. For no negative word can penetrate a field of divine blessing. This is why Florence Scovel Shinn taught, your word is your sword. A sword cuts through illusion. When you declare truth, it slices through fear. When you affirm love, it severs the roots of worry. When you speak prosperity, it cuts away limitation. You are never defenseless. Your speech is your defense. Every I am is a decree. Every I will is a creation. Every I trust is a command to the unseen forces of good. Say gently, I now speak words of divine protection. Every sound that leaves my lips carries light. My words are guided by divine intelligence and backed by spiritual law. Even in silence, your inner words create. So monitor your thought, speech as carefully as your verbal speech. For a thought repeated becomes vibration, and vibration becomes form. This is why you must choose words of strength, not sorrow, of certainty, not confusion. When your inner dialogue says, I am safe, your outer world reflects it. When your inner voice says, I am loved, even strangers treat you kindly. When your inner world says, I am light, no darkness can enter. Say this as a morning decree, divine love surrounds me, divine light protects me, divine power guards me, divine wisdom guides me. I am safe, I am loved, I am secure in all ways. Let those words echo in your heart throughout the day. They will not only protect you, they will direct you. They will lead you away from danger and toward destiny. They will keep your vibration high and your path clear. Remember, you do not need to beg for protection. You simply need to declare it. You are not pleading with God to save you. You are agreeing with God that you are already safe. That is the difference between fear and faith. Say with divine authority, I decree protection over my mind, my body, my spirit, my home, my path. Nothing of fear can touch me. Nothing of harm can find me. My word is law, and my law is love. You are speaking from the throne of divine consciousness. Your words are not small. They move substance. They travel into the invisible and return with visible proof. Each sentence spoken in love builds another layer of light around your life, and soon you will feel it. That calm assurance that wherever you go, you are wrapped in something unseen yet unmistakably real. That is the armor of words. Say one last time, my words are clothed in light. My speech is protected by grace. Every word I speak builds a wall of divine peace around me. I am safe, I am strong, I am surrounded by love. And so it is, and so it continues, as divine law made manifest through your spoken word. Beloved soul, every day you walk through energies. Some are bright with joy, others are heavy with fear. If you do not cleanse yourself spiritually, those vibrations begin to cling. Not because they are stronger than you, but because you forgot to release them. Divine protection is not only a shield, it is a flow. When energy stagnates, fear hides within it. But when you cleanse, forgive, and bless, all heaviness dissolves, and your light expands again. Say softly, I am cleansed by divine love. I am washed in light. All heaviness now leaves my mind, my heart, my home, and my life. Fear is not real power. It is simply faith inverted. Belief in what you do not want instead of what you desire. And the moment you return your attention to divine love, fear fades like fog before the sunrise. You do not fight fear, you outshine it. You do not battle darkness, you turn on the light. You do not argue with negativity, you bless it into silence. Say with calm authority, all fear is dissolved in divine love. Every thought not of peace now melts away. My field is pure. My heart is clean. My life is filled with light. Every word of worry, every memory of pain, every hidden resentment carries energy. If you hold on to it, it colors your vibration. But when you release it through love, forgiveness, and gratitude, your energy becomes radiant again. Forgiveness is the first cleansing power. To forgive does not mean to agree with what happened. It means to free yourself from it. Every time you say, "I forgive," you open the windows of your soul and let divine light pour in. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the highest strength. Say softly, "I forgive everyone and everything. I forgive myself completely. I release all blame, and I am free." Now feel how your energy lifts. Forgiveness clears the air of your inner home. Resentment cannot breathe in love's atmosphere. Gratitude is the second cleansing power. Gratitude transforms what is heavy into holy. It takes what was meant for harm and turns it into wisdom. When you say thank you for even small things, the divine multiplies them. Gratitude is light, and where there is light, no shadow can stay. Say gently, "I am thankful for this moment. I am thankful for the lessons that brought me here. I am thankful for the divine love that always protects me." Even your home carries energy. So each morning or evening, speak blessing into your space. Walk through your rooms and say, "This home is filled with light. Every corner glows with peace. Every wall reflects divine love. No negativity can enter here." And as you speak, energy responds. Your home becomes a temple. Your atmosphere becomes your sanctuary. Fear cannot survive where love is spoken daily. Sometimes, you may feel tired or heavy without reason. That is only the world's vibration brushing against yours. It cannot stay unless you invite it. So the moment you notice it, stop and affirms, "I release what is not mine. I am pure light. I am filled with peace. I am surrounded by divine protection now." Fear always disguises itself as logic, but divine wisdom knows better. Fear says, "Be careful. The world is dangerous." Faith says, "Be calm. God is present." When you remember that divine presence is here, fear dissolves instantly. Breathe deeply and say, "I breathe in peace. I breathe out fear. I breathe in faith. I breathe out doubt. I breathe in divine light. I breathe out all that no longer serves me." This is how you cleanse daily, not through struggle, but through remembrance. Every breath can be a prayer. Every word can be a blessing. Every moment can be a reset. And when people around you carry anger, gossip, or fear, you do not need to absorb it. You can bless them silently. Say within yourself, "I send them light. I remain in peace. Their energy cannot enter my field." For love is not a reaction, it is creation. And your love creates a protective barrier stronger than any wall. You are not responsible for other people's darkness, but you are responsible for maintaining your own light. And when your light shines, it becomes contagious. It uplifts others without effort. So each night before you rest, cleanse again. Say, "I release this day into divine hands. I forgive all. I bless all. I am renewed by peace. I sleep within the circle of divine love." And you will feel the air around you grow softer, the atmosphere lighter, your dreams calm and filled with guidance. Negativity cannot live in a heart that blesses. Fear cannot find a door in a home filled with prayer. Darkness cannot remain where love is repeated. Say gently, "I am love. I am light. I am divine protection in motion. All that is not of God now leaves me forever." You are becoming untouchable not by hardness, but by holiness. You are learning that protection is not about walls. It is about waves of love moving through you and around you. This is your daily cleansing. Forgive, bless, thank, and release. The simple rhythm of the universe itself. Each time you do, your vibration rises. Each time you rise, the world rearranges to match your peace. Say one last time, "I am cleansed by divine love. I am filled with divine peace. I am surrounded by divine light. Fear has no place in me, for I am one with God, now and forever." And so it is. and so it continues, pure, peaceful, and perfect, under grace and in divine protection. Beloved soul, nothing protects you more completely than the quiet certainty of faith. Faith is the invisible fortress, built without bricks and guarded without fear. Stillness is the gate that keeps confusion outside and peace within. When you are still inside, the world cannot touch you. When your heart is calm, you are beyond the reach of chaos. It is not the noise around you that creates danger. It is the noise within. And the moment you still that inner storm, divine law takes command. Say softly, my calm is my protection. My faith is my shield. My peace surrounds me like light. Fear rushes. Faith rests. Fear shouts. Faith whispers. Fear reacts. Faith remembers. In stillness, you remember that everything real is eternal and everything frightening is temporary. The universe moves in rhythm with your inner world. When you hurry, it mirrors haste. When you rest in trust, it mirrors grace. The secret of protection is therefore not resistance. It is relaxation in divine order. Say gently, I relax into divine order. I trust that every step I take is guided. Every path I walk is safe. Every outcome is already blessed. You are not protected because you fight. You are protected because you know. You are not safe because you hide. You are safe because you remember who walks beside you. The divine presence that created the stars holds your every breath. Close your eyes for a moment and feel it. There is no gap between you and God. There is no distance between your need and its supply. The same power that turns night into dawn is working quietly in your favor. Faith is not pretending. Faith is perceiving what the senses cannot yet see. It is the calm awareness that says, even this is under grace. And when you live that way, protection becomes natural, effortless, constant. Say aloud, I walk by faith, not by fear. I walk in peace, not in pressure. I walk in divine confidence, for infinite intelligence governs my steps. When fear comes knocking, do not answer the door with panic. Answer with praise. Say, peace be still, and the vibration changes instantly. The energy of peace is recognized by the universe as divine authority. You have seen the ocean after a storm. Once the surface calms, the depth returns to silence. So it is with you. When your surface mind quiets, your spiritual depth governs again. Each breath is a key to stillness. Breathe in faith, breathe out tension. Breathe in peace, breathe out worry. With every breath, your aura becomes clearer, your protection stronger. Say softly, I breathe in divine love. I breathe out all fear. I breathe in calm assurance. I breathe out every doubt. Faith is the atmosphere of miracles. Stillness is the doorway through which they enter. In quietness, divine ideas reach you easily. Guidance that keeps you safe. Timing that prevents mistakes. Intuition that whispers, go now, or wait here. Trust those inner signals. They are the language of protection. When you are agitated, you cannot hear them. When you are still, you hear everything. Remember, the universe does not protect through force. It protects through flow. When you push, you step out of rhythm. When you trust, you are carried. Say gently, I am carried by divine flow. I do not push against life. Life supports me perfectly. The ego says, I must control. Spirit says, I am guided. The ego fears outcomes. Spirit knows all outcomes are divine. Your work is not to defend yourself. It is to maintain your vibration. A peaceful mind is a fortress. A grateful heart is its gate. Keep gratitude open and fear has no entrance. Say with faith, gratitude surrounds me like a wall of light. Peace fills me like a river. Nothing unloving can cross my field. Even when storms appear, stay still inside. The outer may shake, but the inner stays anchored. Say, this too shall pass, for divine order never fails. And it will pass, always. Do not let headlines or opinions dictate your peace. You are not of the world's vibration. You are of divine frequency. You are tuned to a station called love, and love cannot be harmed. Repeat slowly, I dwell in divine love. I rest in divine peace. I live under divine protection, now and always. Every morning, center yourself in stillness before touching the noise of the world. And every night, return to it before sleep. It will become your atmosphere, your unseen sanctuary. For the soul anchored in faith cannot fall. The heart anchored in stillness cannot be shaken. The mind anchored in divine love cannot be touched by fear. You are safe, not because you hope to be, but because you already are. Safety is your natural state. Faith simply reveals it. Say one final time, I am calm, I am confident, I am protected. Divine peace surrounds me, divine power sustains me, divine love guards me. All is well, and all will always be well. And so it is, and so it continues. Quietly, powerfully, perfectly, under grace and in divine protection. Beloved soul, you live among many energies. Each day, you meet souls carrying their own weather, some radiant with joy, others clouded with fear. You cannot control the storms that others carry, but you can choose whether they rain upon your spirit. The wise do not harden, they harmonize. They stay open in love, but covered in light. Say softly, I am kind, yet guarded in divine wisdom. I am open, yet protected by love. No outside energy can disturb my peace. You do not protect yourself by closing your heart. You protect yourself by expanding your light so fully that nothing unloving can enter. When your vibration is strong, low energy cannot match it. It simply falls away. This is the gentle power of spiritual immunity. You do not fight darkness, you outshine it. In every environment, remember you are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You set the atmosphere, you do not absorb it. When you walk into a room, let your peace lead. Let your light speak before your words do. Say gently, my energy is sovereign. My light fills every space I enter. I am the peace that changes atmospheres. Sometimes you may feel tired or heavy after being around others. Do not judge yourself. Simply cleanse with love. Whisper, I release what is not mine. I bless every soul and return to peace. Instantly the energy lifts, for love does not cling, it clears. You are not here to fix anyone's vibration. You are here to maintain your own. When you stay centered, you become a silent teacher of balance. Those around you begin to calm, not because you speak loudly, but because your presence reminds them of peace. Say softly, I carry peace within me, and peace radiates around me. I am a blessing wherever I go, and I am always protected by divine love. There will always be voices that complain, energies that gossip, or spaces that feel tense. But divine law says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That includes words, thoughts, or emotions directed in envy or anger. None of it can find you when you are anchored in love. When someone speaks in negativity, bless them silently. Say within, divine love is at work in this soul. Peace now fills this situation, and let it go. You are not responsible for healing their fear, only for protecting your faith. Energy moves by permission. It can only enter your field if you agree with it. So never agree with fear, insult, or limitation. When someone says, you're unlucky, you silently say, I am divinely favored. When someone says, times are hard, you affirm, I live under grace, not under struggle. And thus the vibration never sticks. Say it aloud now. Nothing negative can attach to me, for I do not agree with it. I only agree with love, peace, and divine supply. If ever you must go into a place that feels heavy, perhaps a workplace, a crowd, or a situation of tension, prepare first in spirit. Visualize yourself surrounded by golden light, extending 6 feet around your body like a soft, radiant aura. Then affirm, I am clothed in divine light. Wherever I go, this light precedes me, protects me, and harmonizes all things in my path. You will feel the difference. The air changes, people become calmer, events align in your favor. That is not imagination, that is spiritual law in action. Even when negativity is directed toward you deliberately, you do not need to defend. You only need to bless. Blessing breaks the vibration instantly. Say, I bless this situation with divine love. I release it to higher law. You will feel a weight lift because love dissolves what ego tries to hold. Beloved, remember, boundaries are not fear, they are wisdom. Even divine love uses discernment. You can be gentle yet firm, kind yet clear. When something or someone drains your peace, you are allowed to step back with grace. Say within, I choose peace over pleasing. I choose alignment over obligation. I am free to protect my energy with divine wisdom. Your time, your attention, your vibration are sacred. Spend them where peace grows, not where fear multiplies. You owe no one access to your light who only wishes to dim it. You are here to shine, not to shrink. Say softly, my peace is sacred. My energy is protected. My presence blesses the world without being drained by it. Even environments can carry residue of old emotions, offices, hospitals, cities, or homes. When you enter such places, silently bless them. Say, divine light fills this space. All fear and sadness dissolve in love. Peace reigns here now. Your presence will change the frequency. For wherever a child of God walks in awareness, that place becomes holy ground. You are the walking temple of divine energy. When your aura is clear, you are untouchable by harm. Negativity cannot survive in your field because your light refuses to feed it. Say gently, I am surrounded by divine fire. Only love can touch me. Only peace can dwell with me. Only light can find me. And when the day ends, release all energy back to source. Before sleep, say, I return all borrowed energy to its divine origin. I reclaim all my power cleansed in love. I rest in peace and wake renewed in light. Nothing remains heavy when you speak such truth. For the divine law of energy says only love is real. Everything else dissolves. You are safe in all places because you are aware in all moments. Your awareness of love is your shield. Your faith is your filter. Your peace is your power. Say once more, I am untouchable in my peace. I am invisible to harm. I am radiant in love. Wherever I go, divine protection goes before me. And so it is. And so it continues, gently, powerfully, eternally, under grace and in perfect divine order. Beloved soul, divine protection does not only surround you, it speaks through you. It is not only a wall of light, it is a voice of wisdom within that guides your every step. That voice is quiet, calm, and sure. It never rushes, never fears, never condemns. It simply knows. And when you learn to listen to it, you walk through life like one guided by an unseen hand. Say softly, I am guided by divine intelligence. I hear the voice of God clearly. I am always in the right place at the right time. Every moment, infinite intelligence is speaking. Through thoughts, feelings, signs, and timing. It may arrive as a gentle nudge. Turn left instead of right. It may come as a delay that saves you from harm. It may appear as a sudden peace when you think of one choice, and an unease when you think of another. That is divine intuition, your inner compass of protection. You were never meant to guess your way through life. The same power that created worlds walks with you, whispering your next step. You need only be still enough to listen. Say gently, I am receptive to divine direction. I do not rush. I allow divine wisdom to lead me. When fear shouts, intuition is drowned. When faith listens, intuition speaks. That is why peace is the atmosphere where guidance can be heard. You cannot hear the music of the divine if your mind is filled with noise. So silence is not emptiness, it is alignment. Many call it instinct. Florence called it divine leadings. You feel it as a pull, a knowing, a quiet yes or no. And when you honor it, protection unfolds like a golden path before your feet. Say softly, I trust my divine guidance. My intuition is the voice of God within me. I hear clearly, I move wisely, I walk safely. When you ignore that still voice, confusion increases. But when you obey it, miracles follow. Sometimes divine protection delays you to protect you. Sometimes it reroutes you to bless you. Sometimes it closes one door so that you may find the right one easily. The ego calls it frustration, the soul calls it favor. You are never late, never lost, never forgotten, only guided. Every seeming detour is divine timing at work. When you walk by faith, you never miss your turn. Say with gratitude, divine timing is my friend. Divine guidance is my constant companion. Every delay is protection. Every redirection is grace. The more you trust this guidance, the clearer it becomes. Like tuning a radio to a higher frequency, the more peace you hold, the louder the divine signal gets. Soon you will realize that nothing surprises you anymore. You sense everything before it happens. You will walk through your days with quiet assurance, saying, I feel it, I know it, I am led. And that is divine protection in its highest form. Intuitive awareness guided by love. There is a prayer Florence once spoke. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let every plan of evil be reversed in my favor. Let every obstacle become a stepping stone. I am divinely protected, divinely guided, divinely prospered. This prayer works because it acknowledges that nothing happens to you. It happens for you. Say softly, I am divinely guided to safety, success, and peace. I cannot miss what is mine. I cannot lose what is meant for me. When confusion tries to enter, pause and ask, does this feel peaceful? If peace speaks, move. If it does not, wait. Peace is your compass. God never guides through fear. Fear says, hurry. Faith says, rest. It's handled. Your spiritual protection is intelligent. It does not always remove challenge. Sometimes it redirects energy so you grow wiser, stronger, and safer next time. Nothing is random in divine order. Everything is perfectly placed. Say now, everything in my life is divinely arranged. I am at peace with divine timing. I trust my intuition completely. Even in uncertain situations, your inner voice never fails you. If you ever feel uneasy, do not dismiss it. That is your soul's alarm bell ringing softly. You may not know why at the time, but divine protection always explains itself later. You will look back and say, something told me not to go there. That something was someone. Infinite intelligence watching over you. You can also invite guidance through simple affirmation each morning. Infinite Spirit, open my mind to receive divine instruction. Guide my every thought, word, and action. Let me move only when you move. When you begin your day like this, every choice becomes protected by wisdom. You will find yourself calling at the right time, meeting the right person, taking the right turn, saying the right words, and all of it feels effortless. That is divine protection operating through divine guidance. Say with peace, I am divinely directed. I am never alone. I am guided by perfect intelligence that knows the way and keeps me safe. Even in times of confusion, say, Infinite Spirit, make the way clear. Then stop thinking and listen. The answer will come quietly. A word, a thought, a feeling, a sign. It will come when you are calm, never when you are frantic. The universe does not shout, it whispers. Beloved, divine guidance is not rare. It is constant. You do not need to chase it, you need only clear the noise that blocks it. That noise is fear, doubt, worry. The clearing is faith, silence, gratitude. Say softly, I am quiet, therefore I can hear. I am faithful, therefore I am led. I am peaceful, therefore I am protected. And when you follow that inner voice, everything aligns, timing, people, places, and outcomes. Life becomes smoother because you are no longer steering alone. You are driving with the infinite. And divine intelligence never makes a wrong turn. Repeat this daily truth, I am guided, guarded, and governed by divine love. Every step I take is directed. Every move I make is protected. I walk in wisdom and I arrive in peace. You are not guessing your path anymore. You are gliding through divine order. And that is the safest place you will ever be. Say one last time, I am one with divine intelligence. I hear clearly, I act wisely, I move safely, My intuition is my protection, and my peace is my proof. And so it is. And so it continues, quietly, perfectly, and forever under grace and divine guidance. Beloved soul, protection is not an event. It is a way of being. It is not a moment of prayer. It is a vibration you carry as you walk through life. You are not protected because you say one affirmation. You are protected because you live in the consciousness of divine love every day. Every morning you awaken, divine light greets you. It says, "Here I am again, pure, ready, strong. Let's begin." And your first thought becomes your shield for the day. If you begin with gratitude, you open the gates of grace. If you begin with fear, you open the door to confusion. So choose gratitude first. Say softly, "I begin this day in divine love. I am guided, protected, and blessed in all that I do." Love is the truest form of protection, because love dissolves everything that is not like itself. When you walk in love, no anger can reach you, no hate can harm you, no jealousy can stay near you. Love neutralizes every lesser vibration. It transforms attack into understanding, envy into admiration, fear into peace. Say gently, "I walk in love, and love walks in me. I am surrounded by love. Therefore, I am surrounded by safety." Each day you move through the world as a carrier of energy. You are not here to absorb, you are here to radiate. Your light does not depend on the weather of the world. It shines because it is divine. The more love you radiate, the more protection surrounds you. The more gratitude you express, the more abundance follows you. The more peace you hold, the more heaven lives within you. Say quietly, "I radiate peace. I radiate gratitude. I radiate divine light wherever I go." The great secret is this: protection is not defense. It is divine presence. You do not have to hide from darkness. You simply remember who you are. You are the light of God in human form. When you walk in awareness of that truth, fear cannot recognize you. You are invisible to harm because your energy is transparent to love. Say softly, "Only love can find me. Only peace can reach me. Only blessings can touch my life." When you wake, see yourself covered in white gold light, pure, bright, gentle, and alive. Let it extend through your home, your work, your family, your future. This is not imagination. This is creation. Every thought of love is a brushstroke on the canvas of divine protection. Before you step into your day, say, "Divine light goes before me. Divine love surrounds me. Divine power sustains me. Divine wisdom guides me." Then go forward knowing you are covered, supplied, and secure. Throughout the day, when tension rises or fear tries to whisper, stop for a moment. Take a breath and return to the truth. You can say quietly, "Peace, be still." And at once, the vibration shifts. Because peace obeys those who speak it. Say softly, "Peace goes before me. Peace surrounds me. Peace follows me. I am the vibration of divine calm." As evening comes, give thanks for every moment of protection that unfolded silently, the accidents avoided, the calm you kept, the gentle timing that worked in your favor. Nothing was coincidence. It was divine order in motion. Say with gratitude, "Thank you, Infinite Spirit, for guiding me today. Thank you for unseen help and constant grace. Thank you that I am always safe, always loved, always free." When you sleep, rest in that awareness. Your body sleeps, but your spirit stays awake in divine harmony. Even in dreams, love watches over you. You are never unguarded. You are never unprotected. You are wrapped in light from which you were created. And when a new day dawns, you rise again within that same light, renewed, restored, and ready to shine. For divine protection never takes a day off. It is not something you earn, it is something you remember. Say gently, "I live in remembrance of who I am, a soul of light, a vessel of love, a being of infinite peace." When others worry, you remain calm. When others argue, you remain silent in strength. When others fear, you respond with faith. For you are not reacting to the world anymore. You are radiating heaven. You are now the calm in the chaos, the blessing in the crowd, the light in the room. And that light itself protects you, because love always returns to its source, and you are that source made visible. Say softly, I am light, I am love, I am divine protection in motion. Nothing can disturb the peace of my soul. Now imagine your life covered in waves of golden light extending in every direction, past, present, and future, like sunlight through water. That is the power of divine consciousness surrounding you at all times. You are safe in it, you are supported by it, and you are sustained through it. Every prayer you've spoken, every affirmation you've repeated, has built an unbreakable wall of peace around your life. And this peace goes with you wherever you go, not just for today, but forever. Say one final time, I live in light, I walk in love, I move in peace. I am forever protected, forever guided, forever blessed. Under grace and in perfect divine order, it is done. And so it is, and so it continues. Not as words, but as the very vibration of your being. You are the light, and the light is always safe.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into something really quite powerful. An unbreakable law that's, well, shaping your entire reality, often without you even being consciously aware of it. This law, it's always working. Doesn't matter about your past or, your current circumstances, it's just there. Our deep dive today, it really focuses on the timeless teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn. She was a spiritual luminary who didn't just theorize about these principles, she lived them. Her own life was, well, it was kind of a testament to their power, financial miracles, profound healings, complete life transformations. So our mission today is to gently and clearly understand this law, how it quietly influences your thoughts, your choices, and maybe most importantly, how you can consciously align with it. It's really about learning to direct this incredible force, to finally manifest the life that feels truly yours. Maybe it's like you've only glimpsed, that quiet, persistent feeling that perhaps you're sort of on the outside of joy looking in. And this isn't about strained positive thinking or just wishing on a star. Not at all. This is more of a profound, sacred partnership with a divine law that already governs your inner world. As Florence Scovel Shinn so wisely put it, the subconscious is simply power without direction. It is like steam or electricity, and it does what it is directed to do. So we're going to explore how you become the director. And it's not about more struggle or more effort. It's actually about deeper alignment.
Exactly. And that truth, once you really grasp it, it can be absolutely life-changing. Your subconscious mind, think of it as this faithful and tireless operational system within you. It operates by one fundamental principle, the law of belief. So whatever you deeply, truly, and consistently hold to be true about yourself, about money, about love, what's possible for you, your subconscious accepts that belief. It takes it as a profound command. It doesn't argue. It doesn't, analyze your past. It doesn't care if the belief is good or bad in your eyes. It simply responds with, yes, your wish is my command. That's the immutable law of belief in action, right there.
That's a truly, wow, profound idea.
Right.
That our subconscious just obeys. And maybe share an example of how this precision you mentioned might play out, perhaps around something really common like, say, financial anxiety.
Oh, absolutely. And it's often astonishing, really, how precise this inner mechanism is. So if you've held this quiet, deep-seated belief that money is a source of anxiety, that it's hard to earn, maybe even harder to keep, well, your subconscious will work tirelessly to confirm that belief for you.
Mm.
It might subtly guide you away from opportunities for abundance because, well, they feel unfamiliar, maybe even unsafe according to that belief. Or it might arrange for unexpected bills to pop up just when you feel like you're getting ahead. It's always working to ensure your reality aligns with that core belief, that there's, never quite enough. And it's similar with self-worth. If you carry that heavy conviction deep down that you're fundamentally unworthy of the life you dream of, then every success might feel like a fluke, right? You might deflect compliments, achievements feel shadowed by imposter syndrome, and eventually your subconscious might even sort of arrange for things to slip through your fingers, returning you to that familiar emotional state of unworthiness. But here's the key. This isn't punishment. It's just precision. Your subconscious isn't your enemy. It's actually the most loyal operational system you could ever have. It's working perfectly, just according to the instructions it's been given. And that's why it's so vital to be incredibly discerning, incredibly tender, really, with what you accept as true about yourself.
That point about precision is so insightful. And, it makes me think about those casual spells we might unconsciously cast all day long, those seemingly harmless little phrases we say, maybe even half joking. Oh, I always mess this up, or typical, nothing ever works out for me.
Right. Those little pronouncements.
Yeah. So for someone just realizing maybe that they've been unknowingly casting spells like these for years,
Yeah.
what's the very first most practical step? How do you even begin to interrupt that?
That's such a powerful question. And it really is where the reclamation begins. It truly is. You see, your subconscious, it doesn't have a sense of humor. It doesn't get sarcasm. It only hears the command. That's it. It listens, it absorbs, and then it creates based on that input. Each of those seemingly harmless phrases, it's like another brushstroke on the canvas of your reality. Another instruction given to your faithful inner builder. So the key, the very first step, is just becoming aware. That's it. Start small. Start right now. The very next time you catch yourself thinking or speaking a word of limitation over your life, just pause. Just pause. Take a soft breath, and then gently replace it. You don't have to force yourself to believe the new thought 100% right away. That's okay. You're just planting a new seed. So for example, instead of, I always mess this up, maybe try, I'm learning to handle this with grace and wisdom. See the shift. Or instead of, good things never happen for me, let your new truth be something like, I am opening to receive unexpected good. Or, if you catch yourself thinking, I'm not worthy of that, gently try, I'm becoming a woman who trusts her worthiness.
Do this enough times, with gentle consistency, and your subconscious will begin to accept this new set of instructions. This isn't magic. It's not wishful thinking. This is simply law. That's how it works. Your subconscious is actually waiting for you to lead.
Right. So if every casual complaint, every looping thought is essentially a command, and our subconscious is always listening, how do we really start to change these deep patterns? It can feel a bit overwhelming, can it? Thinking about retraining something so automatic.
It really can. That's a beautiful point. It's like walking into a dark room and flipping the same light switch for years, right? Eventually the action becomes so automatic you don't even realize your hand moved. The light just comes on. And that's kind of how deeply some of our fear-based beliefs become these automatic programs. They just run, shaping your life. Until maybe you stop dreaming bigger or you settle because your inner operating system just keeps playing the same old code. It feels like who you are, but truly it's only what you've been practicing. But here is where the beautiful, gentle shift begins. The moment you become aware of the stories you're telling yourself, the moment you can just observe them without judging yourself for having them, you reclaim your power right there. You can stop reinforcing what you don't want. And you can begin with loving intention to choose what you do want. Now, this doesn't mean pretending challenges don't exist or, plastering a fake smile over genuine pain. No, it means being fiercely intentional with your words, your focus, your emotional state. It means consciously choosing where you place your deepest attention, your sacred attention.
You're not trying to trick your subconscious. So you're training it. You're almost reparenting it with love, giving it a new, more empowering truth to serve.
I really love that phrase, or parenting it with love. It brings such a gentle quality to it, doesn't it? To what can feel like a really daunting task. Could you give us maybe a concrete example of this e-parenting in action, perhaps from facing something significant like a job interview or a new opportunity?
Certainly. Let's take that job interview example. Say you're preparing and that familiar little voice of doubt starts whispering, right, they're never going to pick you. You're not qualified enough. Now, in the past, you might have just let that thought spiral, letting it drain your confidence before you even walked in the door. But now you notice it. You pause. Maybe you place a hand on your heart. You breathe. And you consciously speak a new truth, a new command for your subconscious, something like, I am the right person for the right opportunity. Divine intelligence is guiding this entire situation, and my perfect place is already prepared for me. Now, will you believe that 100% in that very first moment? Probably not. And that is perfectly okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. The old programming, it can be strong. But belief is like a muscle. It's built through gentle, consistent repetition, and importantly, emotional reinforcement. So the more you feed this new thought with a feeling of calm certainty, not frantic hope, but that quiet inner trust, the more your subconscious begins to accept it as the new directive. It starts to dissolve the old pattern. And once that inner shift truly happens, well, your outer world really has no choice but to follow suit. Things begin to change. Not because you hustled harder or forced anything on the outside, but because you redirected the single most powerful creative force in the universe, the law of belief operating within you. That's really how you change your life, from the inside out, quietly, powerfully, repeatedly.
That is incredibly empowering, really. Okay, so now that we understand this law, how do we consciously, deliberately start activating it? Like beginning today, what does a daily practice actually look like?
Right. So now that you understand the principle, let's talk about how to consciously and deliberately activate it, starting today. Because knowing the law, well, that's one thing. Living it is quite another. You have to activate it really with gentle repetition until it becomes your new nature, your new default state of being. And the good news is you don't need some complex hour-long ritual for this, honestly. All it takes is a few intentional, consistent minutes each day. Think of it like a small tithe of your time given to the reclamation of your soul. So here's a simple, really effective practice I'd love for you to try. Step 1, create a so point. Find a quiet moment in your day, perhaps in that soft light of dawn just after you wake, or maybe in the peaceful dark just before you drift off to sleep. These times are powerful thresholds of consciousness, moments when the veil between your conscious and subconscious mind is, let's say, at its thinnest. Your subconscious is most receptive then, most open to your guidance. This isn't just about getting still, it's truly creating a little pocket of sanctuary for yourself. Step 2, speak the new truth. And this is important, don't just think it, speak it. Let the actual vibration of your voice announce the new reality you're choosing. Choose one simple, powerful statement that resonates with the truth you wish to embody. Keep it in the present tense, always, as if it is already so. For example, you might choose, I am divinely guided, divinely protected, and divinely provided for. Simple, right? Or maybe all that is mine by divine right now comes to me under grace in a perfect way. It's a classic from Florence. You could also just say something like, my subconscious mind now accepts this truth and is bringing it to pass. Or even, everything is working out for me. I'm deeply supported by life. My subconscious mind is creating my ideal reality now. The key is just keep it simple, keep it clear, and make sure it resonates in your heart. You're speaking your word, giving that inner command. Step 3, feel it as real. Okay, now close your eyes, and with softness, with real gentleness, allow yourself to feel the feeling of this truth being your reality. Now, not with force, please, no straining, but more with a sense of relief. Almost like, ah, yes, this is true. Imagine the feeling of peace that would wash over you if you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that you were deeply supported by life. What would that feel like? Imagine the quiet confidence you'd walk with. Imagine the lightness maybe in your chest. Just dwell on that feeling for, say, 60 seconds. That's all it takes. 60 seconds a day of inhabiting your desired reality. That will begin to fundamentally rewire your inner programming, truly. And when old thoughts inevitably arise, the doubt, the fear, that inner critic whispering, oh, this is silly, this will never work, that's okay. Expect it even. Do not fight it. Please don't argue with it. That's simply the old programming making its noise as it begins to dissolve. Just see it, acknowledge it maybe, and gently return your focus to your new truth, to your chosen feeling. You're not doing this to impress anyone, You're not performing for the universe. You are literally rebuilding the very mental and emotional atmosphere that you live in. And that atmosphere, that inner climate, well, it's shaking everything. Remember, your subconscious is always listening. It hears your repetition, it feels your emotional state, and it responds accordingly. You don't need to control every single one of your, 60,000 thoughts a day? That's impossible and exhausting. But you can absolutely choose which thoughts you repeat with intention and repetition. Repetition is the mother of belief. This is how you plant those new seeds. This is how you change the very soil of your mind. One day, one sentence, one feeling at a time.
Okay, now, here's a truth that, well, it requires some courage, I think, and faith, because this is where so many people stumble and turn back. Your external reality, it doesn't usually change instantly. It shifts more gradually, quietly, and then sometimes seemingly all at once. There's often a natural lag time, a kind of a gestation period. And this gap, this is precisely where so many give up. They speak their new truths. They might even start to feel a little better, more hopeful. But then they look around and maybe their bank account still looks the same, or the challenging situation hasn't magically vanished. And so that doubt rushes back in, doesn't it? They think, see, it's not working, and they stop the practice. And then the old familiar beliefs just come flooding back. Please, please don't fall into that trap. The truth is, your outer life is almost always one step behind your inner shift. You're planting seeds in a garden, remember, not pushing buttons on a machine. The most profound work's happening underground, in the dark, where you can't quite see it yet. So if you've been speaking new truths over your life for a week or 2 weeks or even a month, and things on the outside still look largely the same, please keep going, keep going. The shift is happening. The roots are taking hold.
And it's often surprising. Sometimes the very first sign that your subconscious mind is actually responding is a feeling of discomfort.
Discomfort, really?
Yes, suddenly maybe old situations start to feel unbearable, or old friendships feel draining somehow. You might begin to notice, really notice, how negative your environment might be in certain areas. You get this quiet sense of feeling out of place in settings that used to feel totally normal. Now that feeling, that is not a sign of failure, not at all. No, that's actually confirmation. It means you are rising. It means your internal frequency has changed, and the old dense reality just doesn't match your vibration anymore. So now the external world must rearrange itself to catch up to you. It has to. Don't go backward just because the new territory feels a little unfamiliar or maybe even lonely for a bit. Keep nurturing your new beliefs. Keep acting from the perspective of the woman or man who already knows it is done. Because, and this is crucial, you do not need proof before you believe. You need belief before the proof can show up. That is the law.
And be deeply mindful of this too. Your subconscious, it doesn't respond well to force. It responds to consistency. So if one day you're powerfully declaring your abundance, feeling it, and the next 3 days you're complaining bitterly about lack, well, your subconscious receives mixed signals.
Exactly. It gets confused.
Yeah. It's like telling your inner guide to drive both north and south at the exact same time. It just becomes confused, maybe even paralyzed. That's why we always say, be loyal to your new story. Be loyal to the vision, even when maybe no one else sees it yet. Be loyal to the feeling, even if your current reality doesn't quite reflect it back to you. Your job isn't to figure out the how. It really isn't. Your job isn't to control the timing or manipulate the outcome. Your job is simply to hold the vision, to tend to your inner garden, to keep showing up for this profound work, for your truth, for yourself. Because the moment you stop needing the outside world to validate your inner truth, something magical happens. Your inner world becomes magnetic. That's when the significant shift often occurs. That's when things really begin to unfold, and often in ways far more beautiful than you could have ever planned or imagined.
It really does all begin with that one simple, profound law. What you truly, deeply believe becomes. So allow these words, these ideas, to take root in you today. Let them become part of your identity. Let them gently, lovingly begin to replace the fear, the doubt, the old conditioning that honestly was never truly yours to begin with. It was just like a coat you were handed maybe generations ago. And you can now choose consciously to take it off. Day by day, feeling by feeling, the world will begin to mirror your new inner home back to you. You do not need to fix yourself. You are not broken. Please hear that. You do not need to force your way through life. You simply need to align with the magnificent, powerful, creative truth that was always, always inside you. And that truth is this: your subconscious mind obeys what you believe.
So now, the only real question left is, from this moment forward, what are you willing to believe? Because that's where your power lies, truly. Not in your past, not in waiting for some perfect time that might never come, but right here, in this very moment, where you choose a new belief and decide to hold it. Hold it with the tenderness and maybe the tenacity of a mother holding her newborn child. This is how you begin to live differently. This is how you stop reacting to life and start consciously creating it. Not perfectly, of course, not instantly, but consistently, patiently, and with a deep, unwavering commitment to your own soul. If you've journeyed with us this far into this deep dive, it's because you are ready. You really are. You're ready to stop living by default and to start leading your subconscious with clarity, with love, and with unshakable trust. So perhaps we can invite you to make a quiet declaration to yourself right now. Just whisper it. I am ready to lead my subconscious. Let that be your first intentional command today, the beginning of a new direction. Your subconscious is already listening. It always is. Now it is time for you to speak with conviction. And for more insights into Florence Scovel Shinn's amazing teachings, be sure to watch the related video we mentioned. You can find the link in the description below, or just click on the end screen video.
You were never meant to chase money. You were never meant to strain, grasp, or barter your soul to barely keep afloat. That belief, that wealth is a scarce reward for hard labor or rare luck, is not divine law. It is hypnotism. And today I come to break the spell. You are not a beggar. You are not a gambler hoping for favor. You are the living vessel of infinite supply. Your good is not out there, dangling beyond reach. Your wealth is not held back by the economy, your background, your education, or your past. It is held only by your belief. I speak to the part of you that has been quietly suffering, the one who believes they must earn worthiness, deserve support, or prove themselves before abundance arrives. That voice is not of God. That voice is not of truth. It is the voice of collective illusion. But I come bearing a higher tone, a rhythm of certainty, a frequency of divine provision. The moment you align your word with truth, the substance of wealth begins to form, not by might, not by manipulation, but by spiritual law. You do not draw wealth by worry. You do not unlock prosperity through panic. You command it by declaring your oneness with the source. Your mind has been trained to scan for lack, to monitor the absence of money, the delay of results, the rising fear that it may never change. But that training is not fixed. It is not law. It is simply repetition. And what was trained by fear can now be retrained by truth. You are not a servant of money. You are the master of it when you walk in divine identity. When your words align with the vibration of spirit, money must appear, not as a favor, but as a reflection, not as a transaction, but as a demonstration. So I say to you now, in the authority of spiritual law, your wealth is not waiting in the world. It is waiting in your word. Your bank account cannot reveal what you have not declared. Your job cannot deliver what your soul has not claimed. Your circumstances are not supply. They are the result of your consciousness of supply. Train the mind, and the world rearranges. Align the word, and substance rushes to meet it. I speak from experience. I have seen the tide of wealth turn with a single declaration. I have watched the gates of supply open in response to one bold word of faith. I have seen the miraculous become ordinary when someone dared to say, I no longer chase money. I attract it. I magnetize it. I speak it. And because I do, it comes. This is not a game of luck. This is a science of spirit, a spiritual system governed by exact law, a law that never fails when spoken in faith. So prepare yourself, for in the next 30 minutes, I will teach you to train your mind, not through willpower or effort, but through spiritual dominion. I will show you how to speak in rhythm with abundance, how to dissolve the patterns of poverty, and how to open your storehouse of divine wealth. This is not theory. This is truth. This is not motivation. This is law. And if you walk with me, if you declare what I instruct, believe what I reveal, and act as one who already receives, then your wealth will no longer be a question. It will be a consequence. Are you ready? Then let us begin. Wealth is not a reward. Wealth is not a prize at the end of effort. Wealth is law, and law does not require emotion, struggle, or worthiness. It requires agreement. You cannot earn spiritual supply, for it was already yours before you were born. What you call money is only the visible form of an invisible truth, and that truth is this: God is your supply, not your employer, not your family, not your talent. God alone is your source, and every stream, every channel, every manifestation of wealth must obey that truth when you speak it with authority. This is the law of prosperity. It is not a wish. It is not a hope. It is a divine structure, a covenant that cannot be broken. The law of prosperity states that what you affirm in spirit must appear in substance. When you declare your wealth in faith, the vibration is set and the manifestation begins. But the law does not move until you speak. It does not rearrange until you declare. There is no wealth without word, no abundance without affirmation, no prosperity without possession of thought. You must take it in the invisible before it appears in the visible. Let us also remember the law of substitution. This is the law that governs thought. It states that you cannot think two thoughts at once. If you are thinking of lack, you cannot simultaneously think of abundance. Therefore, to eliminate poverty, you do not fight it. You replace it. You substitute the thought. You deny the appearance. You install the truth. When fear of bills rises, you do not spiral. You declare, every bill is paid by divine supply. When doubt whispers, you'll never have enough, you answer, my wealth is unlimited, for God is my inexhaustible source. And the law obeys your higher thought. What you dwell upon grows. What you fear, you feed. What you declare, you demonstrate. There is no neutral ground in spirit. Every word is a seed, and every thought is soil. You cannot declare abundance in the morning and worry about money by noon and expect results. That is double-mindedness. And the scripture says clearly, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you must become single-minded in wealth. You must become loyal to your declaration. You must choose the vibration of riches and deny the suggestion of lack, not once, but constantly, rhythmically, boldly. Now hear the word. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Do you see? The very nature of divine guidance is provision. If God is leading, then lack cannot follow. Want is not part of the divine equation. So if you are living in constant financial strain, it is not because you are cursed. It is because your mind has not been trained to expect supply. Your words have not yet taken root in truth. But that ends today. For the moment you say, I shall not want, and say it with holy certainty, the law activates, the storehouse opens, the vibration shifts, and money begins to come. I must tell you plainly, your lack is not because you are undeserving. Your delay is not divine punishment. Your struggle is not spiritual warfare. It is simply a misalignment with law. You have unknowingly accepted the world's hypnosis. You must work harder. You must wait longer. You must get lucky. You must speak. You must align. You must train your mind to expect what is already yours in spirit. Think of it like a radio frequency. The wealth you desire is already playing. But if your mental dial is set to worry, fear, or unworthiness, you cannot hear it. You must tune yourself to the channel of divine provision. And the way you tune is with your tongue. Your declarations are your tuning fork. Your affirmations are your alignment. And when you stay on frequency, wealth flows, not in trickles, but in waves. Not through effort, but through expression. From this moment on, I want you to replace every complaint with a command, every fear with a formula, every doubt with a declaration. When the voice of the world says, be realistic, you say, I walk in supernatural supply. When your bank account reports lack, you do not react in panic. You declare, this is already resolved in the invisible. When you hear of inflation, recession, or decline, you say, God is my banker, and he never fails. This is how you begin to train your mind for wealth, not by logic, not by hustle, but by the law of substitution and the law of prosperity, spoken in faith and sealed with rhythm. So now I ask you, what law have you been serving? The law of man or the law of God? The law of appearances or the law of abundance? If your mind has been loyal to limitation, it is time to break that loyalty. If your tongue has repeated lack, it is time to declare a new economy, one built not on effort, but on essence, not on savings, but on spirit, not on markets, but on mind. The wealth you desire already exists. The money you need is already accounted for. The supply you seek is already stored in the invisible, and your only work is to speak the word that releases it. Now that the law is clear, let us begin the training, for it is not enough to agree with truth. You must practice it. Not occasionally, not emotionally, but daily, rhythmically. Just as the body is trained through repetition, so too the soul must be brought into divine discipline. I give you now your morning wealth ritual, for what you speak at sunrise will command the substance of your day. Your declarations in the morning do not simply motivate you, they instruct the invisible to rise in obedience. The first words of your day should never be complaint. They should never be, I'm tired, or I'm behind, or I hope today goes better. These are not harmless phrases. They are miscreations. The law responds not to mood, but to command. Therefore, you must rise and speak your wealth into motion. You must tell the Spirit what kind of day you are walking into. You must call your supply out of hiding, not because it resists you, but because it waits for your voice. So I give you this phrase. Let it be your foundation. Unexpected channels of supply now open to me. Speak it aloud before your feet touch the floor. Say it while brushing your teeth. Say it while pouring your coffee. Let it become the first vibration your house hears. You are not asking, you are authorizing. You are saying to Divine Mind, I am ready for the new. I am ready for the unseen. I release all limitations and welcome the miraculous. You must understand, money is not your source. It is a vehicle. It is a form. The true supply is invisible, infinite, and immediate, but it takes the shape of your belief. The clearer your command, the faster the form arrives. So when your physical eyes see an empty account, you do not bow to the appearance. You deny it. You speak over it. You say, though this number looks low, I know my storehouse is full. You do not wait for proof to feel wealthy. You declare wealth until proof must appear. Let me tell you of a woman who was deeply behind on her rent. Her eyes were on the deadline. Her heart was heavy with fear. But I instructed her to release the panic and begin to declare, divine supply is never late. She said it morning and night. She refused to argue with the appearance. And 2 days before the rent was due, a relative she hadn't spoken to in years called to send her money for no reason. The world will call this coincidence, but I call it spiritual alignment. She spoke, and the law obeyed. Now you must begin the same. For the next 3 days, speak the following affirmations each morning, not as a ritual, not with doubt, but as one who knows the law is in motion the moment the word is spoken. Day 1. Every bill is paid by Divine Mind, even if the due date looms, even if the money is not in hand, even if fear tries to mock you. Say it louder. Say it firmer. This is your spiritual signature. When you say, every bill is paid by Divine Mind, you are placing your trust not in income, but in infinite supply. Day 2. I welcome unexpected wealth. This is how you open the unseen gates. Do not limit yourself to salary, to clients, to business. Wealth can come from any direction when your mind is trained to receive. Say this until you feel the atmosphere shift. Say it until the tension releases. Say it until the unexpected becomes your norm. Day 3. Money is not my master. I am money's commander. You are not here to be enslaved by expense. You are not here to survive. You are here to govern. You are here to direct energy. Money is not a god. It is a tool. And when you speak as one who walks in dominion, money hears your voice. It moves. It flows. It arrives, not to test you, but to serve you. Let these declarations become the architecture of your mornings. They will do more than soothe. They will summon. They will break old patterns and build new paths. They will train your subconscious to expect wealth as natural, as daily, as inevitable. For what you call into each day will rise to meet you, and the world that seemed closed will begin to open, not by coincidence, but by law. Speak. Train, declare. The mind that is ruled by spirit becomes a magnet for substance, and the soul that refuses to speak lack becomes a lighthouse for supply. The evening is as sacred as the morning. What you impress upon your mind before sleep goes directly into the subconscious, where it multiplies silently through the night. If you end your day rehearsing fear, worry, or scarcity, you are planting seeds of limitation while your conscious defenses are down. And so, I tell you plainly, guard the gate at sundown. The hours before sleep are the workshop of your future. Do not let them be overtaken by dread or doubt. Do not let the appearances of the day cast long shadows into your dreams. Instead, end every evening with a declaration of divine wealth. Speak into the silence, release the vibration, and let spirit do its hidden work while you rest. As you lay your head upon the pillow, do not review what is missing. Do not relive what went wrong. Speak only what you choose to multiply. Wealth is not only attracted by daytime declarations, it is installed in the secret hours by the word that lingers after the world has gone quiet. So begin by forgiving the day. Forgive the appearance of delay. Forgive yourself for any anxious thought, and replace it all with this line. Every appearance of lack is a lie. I forgive it and replace it. This is your nightly cleansing. It is not passive, it is powerful. It scrubs the soul of scarcity and prepares the mind for spiritual impression. Then you speak this. Tonight, divine supply multiplies in silence. Say it gently, but with certainty. This is not a wish, it is an activation. While you sleep, the subconscious does not rest. It creates, it attracts, it arranges. And the thoughts you handed in the final minutes of wakefulness become the blueprint it builds from. If you say, I don't know how I'll make it, then it builds more confusion. But if you say, supply multiplies while I sleep, then the law goes to work, shaping form around your faith. Now I give you 4 declarations, one for each night of this next phase of training. These are not bedtime affirmations to soothe the mind. These are spiritual commands to reprogram the soil. Day 4. I now receive lavish abundance, not small relief, not barely enough. Lavish, overflowing, extravagant. There is no virtue in scraping by. Spirit does not delight in your struggle. The universe holds more wealth than you could spend in 1,000 lifetimes, and it moves in response to your vibration. Say this line until every cell of your being believes it is safe to receive more than you've ever imagined. Day 5. The doors of wealth are always open to me. Do not believe the lie of limited opportunity. Do not submit to the illusion of closed doors. When one shuts, another opens, but only to those who keep speaking. Wealth does not operate by man's schedule. It operates by spiritual receptivity. The doors are open when your faith is open. Speak this until you no longer look for permission. Say it until you feel the air shift, the channel widen, the room expand. Day 6. What I need comes quickly and freely. Stop expecting delay. Stop rehearsing difficulty. Spirit is not slow and supply is not stingy. Declare that your needs are already met. Say it before your eyes see it. Declare it when the deadline looms. This affirmation breaks the addiction to struggle. It removes the pride of earning and replaces it with the humility of receiving. Day 7. I am aligned with the law of increase. This is not a momentary fix, it is a permanent rhythm. Your entire being must walk in increase. Speak this line as your signature. Let it become your identity. Let it echo through every transaction, every decision, every encounter. When you align with increase, decrease becomes impossible. When you declare expansion, contraction cannot stay. Let these nighttime declarations become your spiritual lullabies. Let them sing you into abundance. Let them cradle you in expectancy. You are not drifting into sleep. You are being programmed for prosperity. You are not winding down. You are winding up the divine machinery of manifestation. And when you rise, the wealth will begin to show itself, not because it was newly created, but because your mind finally became a worthy host. You are not waiting on money. Money is waiting on your word, and your word must now govern both the rising and the resting, morning and night, command and receive. Speak it, sleep in it, and let the law work while you dream. Now we descend beneath the words and into the roots. For what you speak with the mouth must also be believed by the subconscious mind. The tongue initiates the command, but it is the subconscious that shapes the form. And many of you have been speaking truth while still rooted in lies. You have declared wealth, but believed in struggle. You have spoken increase, yet still expected lack. You have said, I receive, but prepared for rejection. This is not failure, it is programming. And what was programmed by repetition can be reprogrammed by truth. You were taught that money is hard to earn, that riches come to the few, that good people struggle and only the greedy prosper. But I say to you, none of these ideas come from divine mind. They are cultural spells, family echoes, societal myths. And now they must be broken. You do not inherit your financial future from your bloodline. You inherit it from your belief line, and your belief must now change. Let us take an old phrase you may have heard 1,000 times. Money doesn't grow on trees. This was meant to teach you caution, but it taught you contraction. It whispered lack into your young spirit. It etched the illusion of limitation into your soul. But let us now substitute it with spiritual reality. Money grows from spiritual law, and the law is rooted in me. This is the new tree. This is the true growth. This is the shift from superstition to substance, from folklore to faith. Another deadly phrase, I can't afford that. You say it casually, thoughtlessly. You use it to explain decisions, to justify denial. But every time you speak it, you are engraving scarcity into your mind. You are announcing to the universe that you are unsupported, that you are undernourished, that your source is small. So replace it immediately and permanently with, if this is mine by divine right, the supply appears now. Do not argue, do not calculate, just declare, and the law will arrange itself to either bring it or replace it with something greater. There is one more belief we must address. The hidden shame around wanting money. So many spiritual souls whisper their desires as if wealth were sinful or selfish. But I say again, there is no virtue in lack. There is no holiness in insufficiency. You cannot serve the world in fullness while living in fear of bills. You cannot pour into others when your own cup is empty. You must walk in abundance, not for greed, but for God. For when the righteous prosper, the world is blessed. Now I give you a tool. Use it every time a thought of lack arises. I call it the CRC formula. Cancel, replace, command. Cancel the lie. Say aloud, I cancel that. Speak it with force. Interrupt the old mental groove. Replace the thought. Install a higher truth. For example, there's never enough becomes, I walk in more than enough. Command the atmosphere. Seal it with a final declaration. Every cell of my being attracts divine wealth. You will use this formula not once, but repeatedly. You will override, override, override. Just as a worn path in the forest can be abandoned and replaced by a new trail, so too can your mental roads be reformed, but it will take consistency, reverence, faith. Let me give you a holy picture. Your mind is a field. Every thought is a seed. The field does not care whether you plant wheat or weeds. It grows what you plant. And the harvest always arrives in proportion to the belief. If you sow doubt, you reap delay. If you sow truth, you reap demonstration. The subconscious is not your enemy. It is your servant, but it serves whatever master is loudest and most consistent. So, begin now. Say it aloud. Say it often. Say it until your voice becomes your vibration. I cancel the thought of lack. I replace it with divine wealth. I command the atmosphere to yield my supply. This is not emotionalism. This is reprogramming. This is spiritual neurology. This is law applied through rhythm and word. Do not fear the old patterns. Speak over them. Do not mourn the years spent in mental poverty. Redeem them by declaring wealth now. The mind is not fixed. It is fertile, and today you plant riches in its soil. Now that you've exposed and canceled the beliefs of lack, the time has come to replace them entirely with the rhythm of divine wealth. Reprogramming is not a one-time epiphany. It is a daily, hourly, moment-by-moment dedication to truth. You must saturate the mind with divine increase until fear cannot breathe, until doubt withers from lack of attention, until the old grooves are smoothed out and overwritten with the gold-lined tracks of spiritual dominion. You do not wait for your emotions to agree. You do not delay until circumstances shift. You begin now, with repetition as your vehicle and truth as your driver. I tell you again, the subconscious accepts repetition as reality. It does not argue. It does not reason. It receives. And once it receives a command spoken with rhythm, it begins to shape your outer world to match it. This is the secret of all demonstration, not effort, but alignment. Let us begin with this powerful affirmation. The wealth I expect, I receive. Speak it slowly. Speak it again. You are no longer begging for money. You are no longer wondering how or when. You are expecting, and that expectation becomes the mold for your manifestation. You are the vessel, and expectation is the open top. When you expect in truth, you receive in form. Now we go deeper. Say this with me. Money comes easily and constantly. This declaration breaks the ancient spell of financial strain. It dissolves the belief that money only comes through exhaustion or chance. It tells the subconscious that wealth is not rare. It is rhythmic. It is a flow, a movement, a vibration. And when spoken often enough, the mind begins to agree. The body begins to relax, and the world begins to rearrange. Then say, "My wealth flows from divine favor, not force." This is the rebalancing of your energetic economy. You are no longer relying on hustle, performance, or perfection. You are relying on divine law. And law never needs to be pushed. It needs only to be obeyed. Favor is not luck. Favor is alignment. When you walk in spiritual rhythm, things begin to open for you. People offer, money finds, opportunities locate you, not because you earned them, but because you declared them. Here is a sacred truth. I deserve abundance because I am divine idea made manifest. Say this until the shame breaks, until the resistance softens, until the guilt of receiving dissolves into light. You are not manipulating the law. You are fulfilling it. You are not taking what is not yours. You are claiming what has been waiting for your voice. When you declare your divine identity, the world begins to mirror your majesty. Let me tell you a living parable. A man once came to me discouraged. He had tried every method, worked long hours, said affirmations, but always with doubt behind them. I told him, stop begging and start commanding. Stop rehearsing fear and start rehearsing favor. I gave him this simple shift. Every time he worried, he was to say, all my needs are now met by divine supply. He wrote it, spoke it, slept with it. Within weeks, he was offered a position he hadn't applied for, at double the salary. Why? Because the law does not delay when the word is established. He trained his mind into expectancy, and expectancy pulled the form into view. Now you must do the same. The next time you feel fear about money, do not react. Respond with command. Say, I walk in supernatural provision. The next time you feel overlooked, say, I am divinely remembered and richly rewarded. The next time you feel behind, say, I am on divine schedule, and all things flow to me now. Write these affirmations. Speak them hourly. Set alarms on your phone. Whisper them while walking. Declare them while working. These are not empty words. They are signals to spirit. They are frequencies that shape form. They are your covenant, your contract, your code. And above all, remember this. Speak until the old voice of lack has no air left. Do not wait for the doubt to disappear. Drown it in declaration. Do not ask, is this working? Ask, am I obeying the law? Because the law never forgets a command. The moment your vibration matches your desire, wealth appears. The moment your mind stays faithful to truth, manifestation becomes motion. You are not cursed. You are not behind. You are not invisible. You are now tuned to the frequency of favor. You are now walking in the rhythm of wealth, and your world is beginning to reflect the word you've been speaking. Now comes the line in the sand. Now comes the moment where inspiration becomes instruction, where you decide whether this word becomes your new way of being or fades into another forgotten truth. The law does not respond to curiosity. It responds to command. Spirit does not move because you are inspired. Spirit moves because you are in alignment. And alignment is action. Alignment is agreement. Alignment is repetition. You must not only believe the law works, you must live as if it already has. You cannot go back to neutral speech. You cannot drift into casual complaint. You cannot afford the luxury of declaring lack and calling it honesty. There is no honesty in illusion. There is only agreement. And if you speak lack even for a moment, you re-enter a contract with the old world. But if you remain in your covenant of wealth, your words will become substance, your belief will become form, and your atmosphere will rise to meet the vibration of your voice. So I give you this charge. For the next 14 days, you will train your mind with fire. You will not entertain scarcity, not even silently. You will not discuss your problems unless it is to declare their resolution. You will not look at your bank account and say, "This isn't enough." You will say, "This is a temporary appearance, and it is now replaced by divine surplus." You will walk as one who is already funded. You will talk as one who is already supplied. Each morning, you will rise and say, "My channels are open." You will say it before checking your phone, before speaking to another soul. You will give the law its instruction, and because you do, new ideas, new income, new favor will be magnetized to you, not because you manipulated the system, but because you obeyed the rhythm. Each midday, whether at work, at home, or in stillness, you will speak this line: "Money follows me." Let it interrupt your old pattern. Let it cancel the thought of strain. Say it aloud in the car. Whisper it in the hallway. Write it in your journal. Because what you say consistently, you become magnetically aligned to. Each night before sleep, you will say, "All is provided." This closes your day in spiritual certainty. It ends the wandering. It seals your frequency. The subconscious will take this line and go to work while you rest. Angels will be dispatched. Ideas will be born. Circumstances will shift. All because you ended the day with a divine decree. Let me say this clearly. The next 2 weeks are not about trying. They are about training, not about wishing, about walking. You will not say, "I'm going to try this and see what happens." You will say, "For 14 days, I speak wealth. I reject lack. I walk in covenant. I demonstrate divine substance." You are not small. You are not stuck. You are not someone who merely hopes. You are someone who commands. You are not a follower of trends. You are a master of law, and law responds to boldness. Law follows instruction. Law bends to the one who refuses to bend back into limitation. So go forward now, not cautiously, but prophetically. Speak the end from the beginning. Call in the riches. Deny the lie. Enforce the covenant. For the wealth has already been created, and it now waits on one thing, the voice that dares to declare. Let us now seal this truth with fire. Let us speak as lawgivers, not beggars. Let us summon the unseen with rhythm and authority. These are not affirmations for your journal. These are declarations for your soul. Each one is a hammer breaking the shell of limitation. Each one is a seed that guarantees harvest. You will not whisper them. You will roar them in spirit. You will say them not to feel better, but to call the law into motion. Now speak this with your whole being. I am a magnet for divine money. You are not waiting to deserve. You are not hoping to receive. You are magnetizing supply through the purity of your word. You are drawing wealth not by charm, but by covenant. Say it again. I receive wealth from seen and unseen sources. You are no longer limited to one income stream. You are no longer confined to what the mind can track. Spirit will send money through strangers, refunds, inheritance, ideas, favor, and miracles. You will be surprised, but never unprepared. Say this: all that I need, I now possess. Not tomorrow, not once the invoice clears. Now the substance of your good exists in the invisible and moves toward form the moment you speak it. You are not speaking to create, you are speaking to reveal. Now declare, there is no delay in divine supply. Whatever appears slow is only the rearrangement of form. Divine supply is never late, never stuck, never reluctant. When you say, now, the law responds, yes. Say this with command. I walk in supernatural provision. You are not here to make ends meet. You are here to walk in overflow. The supernatural is your normal. The uncommon is your rhythm. The law is your economy. And now, the final affirmation. Say it slowly. Let it echo in the chambers of your being. Let it uproot every remaining remnant of fear. My wealth is unlimited, because my source is infinite. Let this be your conclusion. Let this be your song. Let this be the new currency of your mind. You are no longer hoping. You are no longer asking. You are no longer proving. You are walking. You are receiving. You are becoming. And the law says yes. If this message lit something inside you, if it cracked a shell, if it silenced a lie, if it stirred the knowing that you were never meant to struggle, then let it not pass through you and fade. Let it become your new rhythm. Let it be your covenant of increase. You are not a visitor to this truth. You are its keeper. You are its steward. And wealth is not something you wait for anymore. It is something you walk in, declare in, and live in from this moment forward. If this word met you in your wilderness, if it reminded you that the fog of lack was never yours to begin with, then let your voice echo back. Write your declaration in the comments, not for me, but for you. Let the universe hear your word made visible. Type it, speak it, declare it. I now walk in divine wealth, or my wealth is unlimited, or whatever line became your sword today. When you write it, you anchor it. When you share it, you affirm it. And when you do, others are lifted into the same remembrance. If this channel feels like your sanctuary, your upper room of truth, then remain close. Subscribe not out of habit, but as a declaration of alignment. Let every video be your training. Let every word be your rehearsal. Let this space be your daily immersion in spiritual law. There are many voices in the world, but few speak the pure rhythm of divine substance. If you found it here, then guard it, nurture it, return to it. And above all, come back tomorrow. Each day for the next 14 days, return to this teaching. Watch it again if you must. Re-speak the affirmations. Reinstall the declarations. Do not let the momentum fade. This is not entertainment. This is initiation. This is not inspiration. This is instruction. This is your divine wealth reformation, and you must treat it like the holy work it is. You are not random. You are not behind. You are not outside the covenant. You are the demonstration of divine supply in motion. You are the living proof that God is not limited, that law is not partial, that wealth is not withheld. You are the voice through which abundance becomes visible, and every time you speak in rhythm with truth, the universe says, so it is. You are not becoming wealthy. You are now aligned with wealth, and everything you need is already yours.
Every morning is a new doorway to the unseen riches of life. As the first light spills across the earth, it carries with it the quiet assurance that all good is flowing toward you in this very moment. The mind, when tuned to expectancy, becomes a magnet for the blessings already moving in your direction. You need not chase, strain, or wonder. Every step is ordered, every answer already prepared. The invisible current of divine supply is steady, certain, and unfailing, and it flows toward you as naturally as the river runs to the sea. When you open your eyes each day, you stand at the threshold of fresh miracles. The world may call it coincidence, luck, or chance, but the soul knows it as perfect order. All that belongs to you, peace, joy, abundance, health, love, comes to you without effort when you walk in fearless faith. There is no need to question how or when. The seed has already been planted, and the harvest is inevitable. You are simply called to welcome it. Once every morning, you receive the full gift of today. Yesterday has gone to rest, and tomorrow is still a dream. But today is a living, breathing treasure chest, brimming with opportunities, answers, and blessings dressed in the garments of the present moment. When you awaken with the certainty that all is given, the day rises up to meet you with open arms. You will find the right doors swinging wide, the right words coming at the right time, the right people crossing your path as if led by unseen hands. To live in this consciousness is to dwell in abundance now, not in a distant future, but here in the warmth of this morning. Every desire that is pure, every vision that is good, is not a distant hope but a present reality taking shape before your eyes. The only work is to keep your heart open and your thoughts clear, free from doubt and fear. For doubt delays, but faith draws near. Imagine each morning as a golden messenger, carrying to your doorstep the exact blessings you have been preparing your soul to receive. These blessings may not always appear in the wrapping you expected, but they are perfect for you in every detail. They may come as a sudden inspiration, a quiet knowing, a chance meeting, or a long-awaited answer. And when you recognize them, you realize they were on their way long before you even asked. The morning does not demand anything from you but trust. Trust that the great storehouse of the universe has no lack, no delay, no error. Trust that life is not against you but for you. Trust that everything is come to me today is not wishful thinking, but the natural law of a mind aligned with its highest truth. You are not begging for scraps, you are receiving your rightful portion. The morning is the silent architect of the entire day, shaping the tone, rhythm, and quality of every experience that follows. From the moment your eyes open, you are stepping into an unseen field of possibility, one that is sensitive to your first thoughts, first feelings, and first words. These initial moments are far more powerful than many realize, for they act as a spiritual tuning fork, aligning you with the vibrations of what you will attract. If you rise with heaviness, resentment, or doubt, the day bends itself toward those energies. If you rise with expectancy, gratitude, and trust, the day responds in kind. Morning is not simply the start of hours. It is the birth of a new energetic current. In that quiet space between dreams and waking, the soul is still uncluttered by the noise of the world, still tender to the whispers of higher guidance. It is in this softness that your receptivity to blessings is at its highest. When you open the day in awareness that good is already flowing toward you, your mind begins to search for evidence of it, and whatever the mind seeks, it finds. This is not forced optimism, but a deliberate spiritual practice. The morning is when you write the script, and the rest of the day acts it out. In the hush before the demands begin, you hold the power to declare what you will meet, not by demanding it from life, but by quietly affirming its presence. The words you speak over your morning are like seeds, invisible yet potent, destined to sprout into the conditions you will encounter. To say, "This is a blessed day," is not a hope, but a statement of fact that sets the unseen in motion. The world around you may have its noise, but the inner world you choose in the morning becomes the true environment in which you live. When your first act is to align with gratitude, you are stepping into harmony with the natural law that like attracts like. Gratitude in the morning primes the. Every morning is a new doorway to the unseen riches of life. As the first light spills across the earth, it carries with it the quiet assurance that all good is flowing toward you in this very moment. The mind, when tuned to expectancy, becomes a magnet for the blessings already moving in your direction. You need not chase, strain, or wonder. Every step is ordered, every answer already prepared. The invisible current of divine supply is steady, certain, and unfailing, and it flows toward you as naturally as the river runs to the sea. When you open your eyes each day, you stand at the threshold of fresh miracles. The world may call it coincidence, luck, or chance, but the soul knows it as perfect order. All that belongs to you, peace, joy, abundance, health, love, comes to you without effort when you walk in fearless faith. There is no need to question how or when. The seed has already been planted, and the harvest is inevitable. You are simply called to welcome it. Once every morning, you receive the full gift of today. Yesterday has gone to rest, and tomorrow is still a dream. But today is a living, breathing treasure chest, brimming with opportunities, answers, and blessings dressed in the garments of the present moment. When you awaken with the certainty that all is given, the day rises up to meet you with open arms. You will find the right doors swinging wide, the right words coming at the right time, the right people crossing your path as if led by unseen hands. To live in this consciousness is to dwell in abundance now, not in a distant future, but here in the warmth of this morning. Every desire that is pure, every vision that is good, is not a distant hope, but a present reality taking shape before your eyes. The only work is to keep your heart open and your thoughts clear, free from doubt and fear. For doubt delays, but faith draws near. Imagine each morning as a golden messenger, carrying to your doorstep the exact blessings you have been preparing your soul to receive. These blessings may not always appear in the wrapping you expected, but they are perfect for you in every detail. They may come as a sudden inspiration, a quiet knowing, a chance meeting, or a long-awaited answer. And when you recognize them, you realize they were on their way long before you even asked. The morning does not demand anything from you but trust. Trust that the great storehouse of the universe has no lack, no delay, no error. Trust that life is not against you but for you. Trust that everything is come to me today is not wishful thinking, but the natural law of a mind aligned with its highest truth. You are not begging for scraps, you are receiving your rightful portion. The morning is the silent architect of the entire day, shaping the tone, rhythm, and quality of every experience that follows. From the moment your eyes open, you are stepping into an unseen field of possibility, one that is sensitive to your first thoughts, first feelings, and first words. These initial moments are far more powerful than many realize, for they act as a spiritual tuning fork, aligning you with the vibrations of what you will attract. If you rise with heaviness, resentment, or doubt, the day bends itself toward those energies. If you rise with expectancy, gratitude, and trust, the day responds in kind. Morning is not simply the start of hours. It is the birth of a new energetic current. In that quiet space between dreams and waking, the soul is still uncluttered by the noise of the world, still tender to the whispers of higher guidance. It is in this softness that your receptivity to blessings is at its highest. When you open the day in awareness that good is already flowing toward you, your mind begins to search for evidence of it, and whatever the mind seeks, it finds. This is not forced optimism, but a deliberate spiritual practice. The morning is when you write the script, and the rest of the day acts it out. In the hush before the demands begin, you hold the power to declare what you will meet, not by demanding it from life, but by quietly affirming its presence. The words you speak over your morning are like seeds, invisible yet potent, destined to sprout into the conditions you will encounter. To say, "This is a blessed day," is not a hope, but a statement of fact that sets the unseen in motion. The world around you may have its noise, but the inner world you choose in the morning becomes the true environment in which you live. When your first act is to align with gratitude, you are stepping into harmony with the natural law that like attracts like. Gratitude in the morning primes the mind to see blessings already present, which multiplies them. It is not the external circumstances that decide the tone of your day, it is the inner posture you adopt at dawn. You could wake into a house full of challenges, yet with a morning consciousness anchored in expectancy. Those challenges become opportunities for solutions to reveal themselves. The tone you set early acts like a guiding compass, quietly redirecting you back to trust even if the hours ahead bring temporary storms. Many believe that blessings come sporadically, like rare gifts tossed down from the sky, but the truth is they flow constantly. The difference lies in whether you are tuned to receive them. Morning is the time to adjust that frequency. Just as a radio must be set to the right channel to hear music, the mind must be tuned to the awareness of abundance to notice it. This is why the first hour is so sacred. It is easier to align yourself when the day is unformed than to wrestle it into harmony after chaos has set in. The first light itself carries symbolic weight, darkness giving way to illumination, uncertainty replaced by clarity. When you align with this natural order, you move with its current instead of against it. Even the smallest morning rituals, if carried out with intention, can open the gate for blessings to flow. A quiet cup of tea sipped in gratitude, a few minutes of stillness to breathe and listen, a spoken affirmation declaring that good is on its way. These are not idle habits but conscious acts of creation. They remind the mind that today is not random but divinely ordered. They tell the soul, I am ready, I am willing, I am open. When you set this tone, you become a living invitation for blessings to enter, not because you have earned them, but because you have made space for them. It is important to remember that the morning does not demand perfection from you. It does not require that you wake up bursting with joy every day. Some mornings may feel heavy, yet the choice to reach for even one thought of gratitude, one breath of trust, can begin to shift the atmosphere. The tone is not about forced cheerfulness, it is about deliberate alignment. Even in weariness, you can declare that blessings are coming, and that this day will be shaped by unseen good. That choice alone changes the trajectory of the hours ahead. When you rise and consciously choose the tone, you are also shaping how you will meet others. A morning grounded in expectancy radiates outward, affecting the way you speak, the patience you extend, the openness you hold. People are drawn to those who carry a lightness about them, and often without realizing it, they respond in ways that mirror your inner state. This, too, is part of receiving blessings. Sometimes they arrive through the kindness and cooperation of others, who are influenced by the tone you set in yourself first thing in the morning. Nature itself demonstrates the power of a fresh beginning. The dew on the grass, the stillness in the air, the slow unveiling of light, all speak of renewal and readiness. To step into the morning with closed eyes to these signs is to miss the whisper that everything you need is already moving toward you. But when you choose to see, when you choose to listen, the smallest details become confirmations of the greater truth. The day is on your side. You do not need to chase blessings, they are already walking toward you with sure and steady steps. Faith is the invisible current that draws all good to you without effort. It is not the desperate grasping of one who fears lack, but the quiet certainty of one who knows their good is already prepared and on its way. Faith is the substance that bridges the unseen with the seen, the inner vision with its outer manifestation. It is the unshakable inner posture that says, "What I need will find me," even when the senses offer no proof. When faith is present, struggle loses its grip, because there is no sense of having to force life, to give what it has already offered. This is the effortless drawing power, the magnetic quality, that faith possesses. To live in faith is to stand rooted in the unseen reality that your desires, when aligned with your highest good, already exist in the storehouse of the universe. You are not pleading for them to be created, you are simply preparing to receive them. Just as a seed rests in the soil, trusting the invisible processes that will bring forth its bloom, you rest in the knowing that the fulfillment of your good is certain. The soil does not strain to produce the flower. It follows a natural law that is as dependable as the rising of the sun. Faith operates in the same way, drawing to you the right people, opportunities, and circumstances at the right moment without strain or delay. In faith, you release the need to manipulate or control the pathway of your blessings. You cease trying to predict exactly how they will come, because you understand that life has infinite ways to deliver what is yours. Often, the path faith creates is far better than anything the limited mind could have planned. This is why those who walk in faith seem to move through life with an ease that others call luck or chance. But there is nothing random about it. It is simply the law of attraction working unhindered by doubt, fear, or resistance. Faith is like a clear channel. When it is open, the stream flows freely, carrying with it all that belongs to you. Faith is not passive, it is active trust. It shapes your words, your choices, and your expectations. When you believe fully that good is coming, your actions naturally align with that belief. You speak with confidence. You step forward boldly. You make decisions as if the outcome is already assured. This forward motion, powered by belief rather than fear, creates momentum that opens more doors. Faith is the inner engine that keeps you moving toward your good, even when the road seems empty. Because you know the destination is certain. It is easy to confuse effort with effectiveness. But faith teaches that the most powerful results often come without frantic striving. This is not laziness but alignment. It is doing what you are guided to do, when you are guided to do it, and leaving the rest to the higher order that governs all life. The oak tree does not push the acorn into becoming. It simply holds the space for it to grow. Faith works in much the same way, holding the space for your good until it takes form. In this space, you do not waste energy doubting, questioning, or rehearsing fears, because you know the law cannot fail. Those who operate in faith carry a certain lightness, because they are free from the weight of constant worry. Worry is simply faith in the wrong direction. It is belief in the possibility of loss or failure. But true faith turns the mind away from these shadows and fixes it on the light of certain good. When you walk in faith, you stop measuring time in terms of delay, because you trust that the moment of arrival will be perfect. You no longer resent the process, because you understand that the process itself is part of the blessing. Faith also removes the need for comparison. When you know your blessings are tailored specifically for you, the success of others becomes a sign of what is possible, not a threat. You do not fear being left behind, because faith teaches that nothing meant for you can be taken from you, and nothing not meant for you can be forced to stay. This understanding keeps your heart open and your spirit generous, which in turn attracts even more good. Faith, therefore, not only draws blessings, but also shapes your character into one who can sustain and expand them. It is in moments of apparent lack or delay that faith shows its true strength. Anyone can believe when evidence is obvious, but faith holds steady when the field is still bare, trusting that the seed is germinating beneath the surface. This steadiness keeps you from making desperate decisions that could derail the process. It keeps you from grasping at lesser things out of fear that nothing better will come. Faith allows you to wait without anxiety, to prepare without doubt, and to move forward without hesitation when the right moment arrives. Faith also works hand in hand with intuition. When you trust that good is coming, you become more sensitive to the quiet nudges and inner whispers that guide you toward it. These subtle impulses, perhaps a sudden idea, a chance meeting, or an unexpected urge to take a different path, are often the very channels through which your blessings arrive. Without faith, such whispers are easily dismissed as coincidences or random thoughts. With faith, you recognize them as part of the unfolding answer. Because faith is magnetic, it not only draws good toward you, but also draws you toward your good. There is a meeting in the middle, a divine choreography, that brings the two together in perfect timing. You may find yourself in places you hadn't planned to be, speaking to people you hadn't expected to meet, and realizing later that each step was perfectly arranged. Faith makes you a willing participant in this arrangement, knowing that even the detours are part of the route. Today is the treasure chest of opportunity, and every moment within it is a jewel waiting to be discovered. It does not matter what yesterday held or what tomorrow may promise. Today is where life is happening, where every blessing must enter, and where every change is born. The present moment is the only place where your thoughts can take root and bear fruit. To dwell in it fully is to step into the only true place of power you have. Too often, the mind races ahead into tomorrow's unknown or circles endlessly in yesterday's shadows, forgetting that the key to all doors rests in the now. Every treasure you seek can only be unlocked here, in the unfolding of this day. When you awaken to the truth that today holds everything you need, your perspective shifts. You stop waiting for a better season, a better mood, or a better set of circumstances to begin living fully. You start recognizing that the opportunities before you now are the stepping stones toward every desire of your heart. Some opportunities will be bold and unmistakable, others will arrive quietly, disguised in the ordinary. But each is part of the hidden map leading you to greater good. The treasure chest of today may not always appear gilded, but it holds exactly what is needed for your growth, fulfillment, and joy in this moment. To treat today as a treasure chest is to approach it with reverence and expectancy. just as a collector would open a chest slowly. Savoring each piece inside, you begin to move through the day with a sense of curiosity and gratitude. You notice the way the sunlight falls across the floor, the warmth in a stranger's smile, the timing of an unexpected phone call, or the insight that arrives in a quiet pause. These are not small things. They are the gems of the present moment, each one adding to the richness of your experience. When you train your eyes to see them, you realize that the treasure is not only in grand events, but in the countless small details woven into the fabric of the day. The opportunities in today's chest are not static, they are living, shifting, and waiting for your engagement. Some require action, making a call, saying yes to a meeting, taking a step toward a goal. Others require stillness, allowing an idea to ripen, giving space for clarity to form, or simply resting to restore your energy. Knowing which is which comes from listening closely to your inner guidance. For not every treasure needs to be grasped immediately. Some blessings mature with time, and rushing toward them too soon may cause you to miss their fullness. One of the greatest mistakes is to overlook today while longing for tomorrow. The promise of a future harvest can tempt you to bypass the richness of the current season, but the seeds for tomorrow's blessings are planted here. When you honor today as the field where those seeds are sown, you begin to tend it with care, patience, and love. You understand that no effort given to this day is wasted, and no moment of awareness is without reward. Even apparent delays or detours can hold the very experiences or lessons needed for the doors ahead to open. Today's treasure chest also holds opportunities for connection. A conversation might reveal a key piece of information you need. A chance encounter might lead to a lasting friendship or partnership. These moments often seem casual at first, but when viewed in hindsight, they are clearly part of a greater orchestration. To live in awareness is to be alert to these openings, to sense when life is placing a gift in your path, and to receive it without hesitation or doubt. Sometimes the treasure comes through giving rather than receiving. A word of encouragement you offer to another might set in motion a blessing that circles back to you in ways you cannot yet see. It is important to remember that not all opportunities will look like opportunities at first glance. Some arrive as challenges, asking you to stretch, to grow, or to let go of something familiar. These are treasures in disguise, shaping your character, strengthening your faith, and refining your vision. What may feel like an obstacle is often the polishing cloth that prepares the jewel of your desire to shine more brightly when it finally appears. When you embrace this perspective, even difficulties become part of the wealth contained in today. The treasure of today also lies in its uniqueness. No 2 days are alike. Once this day has passed, it will never come again in the same form. This gives it a rare value, for the mix of opportunities, people, and moments present now will not be repeated. Even the challenges have their own distinct lessons that cannot be duplicated. To squander today by wishing for another time is to leave the chest unopened, its gifts unclaimed. But when you open it with care and presence, you carry its treasures forward, enriching not only this day but all the days to come. Living as though today is the treasure chest of opportunity requires a gentle discipline. A willingness to keep returning your attention to the now, even when your thoughts wander. It means asking, what is being offered to me in this moment? And trusting that the answer will come, even if it is subtle. It means allowing yourself to participate fully in whatever is unfolding, knowing that presence itself is a magnet for blessings. The more you give yourself to the day, the more the day gives itself to you. The truth is, every day begins as a closed chest, its contents hidden from view. You cannot know in advance all that it holds, but you can choose how you approach it. If you approach with dread, the jewels remain buried beneath layers of inattention. If you approach with expectancy, you begin to notice the glimmer of opportunities everywhere. Even a simple task, approached with the awareness that it may hold a key connection or insight, can yield something precious. The attitude you bring is the key that unlocks the lid. Blessings arrive in perfect timing and form, never a moment too soon and never a moment too late. They are delivered with precision, shaped to fit the needs, desires, and growth of your soul at the exact stage of your journey where they will serve you best. Even when impatience whispers that they should have come earlier, or doubt insists they may never come at all, there is an unseen wisdom at work that knows the right hour and the right shape in which each blessing should appear. This timing is not bound by human clocks or calendars. It is governed by a higher order that considers every thread in the vast tapestry of your life, weaving them together in patterns too intricate to see from your current vantage point. The form a blessing takes is often different from what you might have imagined. Yet it is always perfect for what it is meant to accomplish in you and for you. You may envision abundance coming as a specific sum of money, only to find it arriving as a new opportunity, a connection, or a resource that ultimately proves far richer than cash could have been. You may picture love appearing in one familiar shape, but life may send it through an unexpected person, or in an entirely different relationship dynamic, one that challenges you to expand your understanding of love itself. This is the beauty of trusting, not only in the timing, but in the form of your blessings, for the mind's limited vision can only guess, while the higher order sees the whole picture. Perfect timing means that your blessings are aligned not just with your readiness, but with the readiness of all the other elements involved. Sometimes the delay you perceive is not about you at all. It is about another person or situation that must be prepared to meet you at the exact point where both can flourish. You may need the skill, wisdom, or emotional strength gained from an experience you have yet to pass through before you can fully receive and sustain what you desire. To arrive at a blessing unprepared is to risk losing it, but to arrive in perfect readiness is to be able to hold it, nurture it, and let it expand. The form of a blessing often carries its own message. It may come wrapped in simplicity, so that only a heart trained to notice the quiet can truly receive it. It may come with a flourish, a grand unfolding that leaves no doubt it was meant for you. It may come disguised as a challenge that forces you to grow in order to claim it. Each form is deliberate. It teaches you something about yourself, about life, and about the nature of the divine order that governs both. When you remain open to any form, you remove the blinders that cause many to miss their blessings entirely because they were looking for something else. There are times when the form is so unexpected that it takes time to even recognize it as a blessing. What looks like an ending may, upon reflection, be the very door that allowed you to step into greater freedom. What feels like a loss may be the clearing away of what could not travel with you to the place you were meant to go. This is why trust in the form is as essential as trust in the timing. Both are chosen with care by the unseen hand that directs all things for your highest good. When blessings come in perfect timing and form, they fit seamlessly into your life, like a missing puzzle piece snapping into place. They do not arrive with the strain of forcing or the exhaustion of chasing. They come with a sense of ease, even if they require you to rise to meet them. They seem to carry their own confirmation, a feeling that says, "Yes, this is right," even before your mind has finished analyzing them. This recognition is the soul's way of acknowledging that the alignment has been reached. Patience becomes a natural companion when you understand this principle. Instead of pushing against what is not yet here, you focus on becoming the version of yourself who will be ready when it arrives. You tend to your inner life, sharpen your skills, nurture your relationships, and keep your heart open. You stop comparing your timing to another's because you realize each life has its own rhythm, its own divine schedule. Just as no two flowers bloom at the exact same moment, no two blessings share the exact same hour of arrival. The form of a blessing also adapts to your willingness to receive. If your heart is open wide, the form can be expansive, abundant, and overflowing. If your openness is still growing, it may arrive in smaller doses, each one expanding your capacity to receive the next. This gradual unfolding is not a lesser gift, It is a preparation, ensuring that each step is secure before the next is taken. Often, the perfection of timing and form is only clear in hindsight. Looking back, you can see how certain delays saved you from paths that were not truly aligned, how certain unexpected forms brought you more than you would have dared to ask for, and how certain seeming disappointments were the very things that guided you to what you truly needed. The more you see this pattern repeated, the easier it becomes to trust it in the present moment. Blessings that come too soon can overwhelm, and blessings that come in the wrong form can be missed entirely. But blessings that arrive in perfect timing and form meet you exactly where you are and carry you forward to where you are meant to be. They are like rain falling on soil that has just been tilled. Every drop sinks in and nourishes because the ground is ready. And when they do arrive, they often bring with them a ripple effect, opening doors to even more blessings that could not have been unlocked until this one had come. Trust aligns you with your rightful portion, for trust is the steady hand that holds open the door to all that is meant for you. It is the willingness to rest in the assurance that nothing good can be withheld, and nothing that belongs to another can truly be yours. In this quiet confidence, you stop struggling to force outcomes, stop competing with others for what you think is scarce, and stop exhausting yourself in the restless pursuit of security. Trust places you in harmony with the flow of life, allowing the river of blessings to carry you naturally to the shores where your portion awaits. It is not passivity but the calm readiness of one who knows that their needs are already accounted for in the larger plan. When you walk in trust, you stop measuring your worth by what has not yet appeared. You understand that unseen arrangements are already unfolding on your behalf, whether you witness them or not. Just as the roots of a tree grow beneath the surface, long before new leaves appear, the roots of your blessings are spreading in places you cannot see. Trust gives you the patience to let them grow strong before they emerge. This patience is not idle, it is filled with purposeful preparation, tending to the life you have now, so that you can hold and sustain the greater life you are moving toward. Your rightful portion is not something you must seize, it is something you must receive. Trust removes the fear of missing out, because you know that what is meant for you will find you, even if it has to travel through unexpected routes or arrive in ways your mind never planned. This allows you to release the anxious grip on timing and appearance. You begin to see that the competition is an illusion, for no two people have the exact same portion. The blessings shaped for you carry your name, and they will not fit anyone else in the same way. In trust, you learn to welcome what comes and bless what goes, for you understand that every arrival and departure serves the perfect unfolding of your portion. If something leaves, it is not a loss but a clearing. If something arrives, it is not a random gift, but an appointed part of your path. This perspective creates a stability within you that cannot be shaken by temporary conditions. You no longer live in reaction to every shift in circumstance, because your focus is not on the appearance of things, but on the unchanging order behind them. Trust also sharpens your perception. When you believe your portion is already on its way, you become more alert to the signs and opportunities that are part of its delivery. A passing comment may contain the idea you need. A delay may position you to meet someone essential to your journey. An inconvenience may steer you away from a path that would have taken you away from your true portion. In this way, trust acts as a compass, keeping you aligned even when the route curves and twists. The act of trusting transforms the way you handle uncertainty. Instead of fearing the unknown, you begin to see it as the space where your blessings are prepared. You can walk through unanswered questions with peace, knowing they are not gaps but gestation periods. You no longer rush to fill every silence or resolve every mystery, because you have learned that the unseen is often where the greatest work is being done. This trust in the process keeps you from scattering your energy in frantic action, allowing you to move only when truly guided. Trust also deepens your gratitude. When you believe in the certainty of your portion, you see each present blessing as part of the whole, not as something separate or insufficient. A small opportunity is recognized as a seed, a single answered prayer as proof that the storehouse is open. Gratitude in turn strengthens trust, creating a cycle that draws your portion closer with each passing day. The more you trust, the more you notice. The more you notice, the more you receive. Your rightful portion is not limited to material things. It includes peace of mind, fulfilling relationships, health, purpose, and the quiet joy that comes from living in alignment with who you are. Trust ensures that you do not settle for substitutes. Without trust, impatience may tempt you to grasp at what is available now, even if it is not right. With trust, you can wait for what is truly yours, knowing that anything less would only occupy the space meant for something greater. This ability to wait with peace is not weakness but strength, for it keeps you from being swayed by appearances or pressure. There is also a humility in trust. It recognizes that the higher order knows more than the limited mind can comprehend. This humility allows you to release your tight plans when they no longer serve, to welcome redirection without resistance, and to admit that your portion may be far more than you dared to imagine. By stepping back from the need to control, you make room for the unexpected abundance that only trust can unlock. As trust grows, so does your sense of security. You no longer live with the fear that your good could be taken away, for you understand that it is anchored in something deeper than circumstances. Even in seasons where outer evidence seems scarce, you remain anchored in the truth that your portion is intact and making its way toward you. This steadiness not only supports your own peace, but also inspires those around you, for they see in you a calmness that is rare in a world that constantly urges urgency.